Gang, 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 gang. What's up, everybody? A couple minutes early, but I couldn't wait, especially seeing all you folks on here. I mean, isn't today a good day? Today's a good day. I mean, baseball's back. Baseball's back. Let me give a shout out to everybody here. Mark Brown, 80, quadruple eights. What's happening? Backstage is here. What's up, buddy? Daily Dose. Jesse Patterson, Courtney Coe, Victor De La Cruz, Lincoln Jordans, Jaden Pagan. Fantastic. Chuck Anthony, Jesse Patterson. Dominic Davis, Aaron Sadia. What's up? What's up, guys? Robert Selke here. Zekeli, excuse me. Christopher Woods. Bill 37 Lee. How are you all doing, man? How's everybody doing? Daddy Shock. Christopher Woods, Robert Kelly, Carlos Delgadillo. The list just keeps coming. Smalls, you're killing me. Sam Chamley, Tyler Talbot's in the house. Guys, if I miss you, if I don't mention you, my apologies. It's starting to come in really hot, really hot now, really quickly. So, but baseball's back, man. Baseball's back. I have MLB TV on the right-hand side here, so to help us with any free agent tracker that might happen in case something pops off while we're on here. You're going to know about it immediately. And I am hearing some chatter about Chris Bryant maybe being the first one off the block. There's also a guy named Nick Martinez who the Padres actually tentatively agreed to a deal before the lockout. I think it's like a 4-year, $20 million deal. That might be the first one to become official, even though it was kind of agreed upon. So not the most major news, but that might break first, but we'll see. We're hoping that, a lot of us are hoping that it's Yankees. So all I know is I feel a hell of a lot better than I did 2 days ago and yesterday. So I hope you guys feel the same way. So, but let's go, man. Let's go. Before I do that, I just want to go over the details. Eating my clementines here. Peanut M&Ms. I got the water. Ready to go. We'll get to that Jaden rumors right now. Here's what we know. The Rule 5 draft has been canceled. Okay, to 2021-22. They went bye-bye to the 7-inning doubleheaders. And the ghost runner, or that extra inning, that second runner on second rule and extra innings, those have been scratched. And we hear the major details of the CBA as we know right now. The $50 million pre-arb pool is a bonus pool. And the Yankees will be opening on the 7th at home against the Boston Red Sox, just so that you know. So that should be a hell of a way to start the season. I'm pretty excited about that too. The minimum salary is now $700K, working its way up by $20 million per year, up to $780K for the rookie players. The collective bargaining threshold start at $230, and they work up to $244 million for the next 3 years. The next 5 years. That's just at the over the course of the years, obviously. So that's the first level. Okay. Now there are obviously tax threshold levels too. So there's going to be one at threshold, and one at 20 million plus over, one at 40 million over the penalty thresholds. And then they added a one at 60 million over. They're actually calling it the Steve Cohen tax. So he's probably going to be the only one over the threshold. At that point, if you're 60 million over 244, you're at $304 million. So that's a monster payroll. And again, these are the bottom levels of 230 to 244 for the next 5 years. So I want to welcome you all on here. I'm just going over the details of the CBA as of what we know right now. What else? A player can be optioned 5 times in a season. The universal DH is good to go. There's a 6-pick draft lottery now instead of 5. There's a 20-round amateur draft. There's also the 4th level surcharge. That's the Steve Cohen tax. What else do we have here? It's crazy. So the way it was voted, the board of directors essentially in the Major League Baseball Players Union all voted no to deny it, and then the players obviously overruled them and voted to ratify or to pass, so that the owners can vote to ratify. And the owners voted 30-0 unanimously to ratify this, so we can get the ball rolling again. So that's fantastic. And no matter what happens, these 4 teams or whatever, doesn't matter. The lockout's over. Baseball's here. So the pre-arb bonus pool against $50 million, it's divided amongst the top 100 players. So it's going to be the top 20% of pre-arbitration performers going to be divvying or fighting over that. So it'll be distributed amongst those top 20% of the players. And then there's additional incentives. So if you pre-arb and you get an MVP, you win the MVP or you win the Cy Young Award, the player gets a $2.5 million bonus. If they're second place for either one, they get $1.75 million bonus. If they're third place, $1.5 million bonus. If you're fourth place in the MVP, you get $1 million bonus. Or fourth and fifth place in the Cy Young, you get $1 million bonus on top of whatever else they're getting. $750K bonus for Rookie of the Year, and a $500K bonus for runner-up for Rookie of the Year. So there's a lot of ways to get incentives here for pre-R players. So a big pool for them. There's a 12-team playoff that's been approved, agreed upon instead of a 14. And they're going to be touring in additional places over the next 5 years to kind of promote the sport of baseball globally. Mexico, Puerto Rico, Asia, London, and they're adding Paris, France now. So trying to really, really get this to grow globally. And there's something called the Rule 4 draft now. The top 300 players that are eligible to participate in a pre-draft combine now. There's going to be a combine before the draft, which is kind of nuts. And there's something called the Kumar Rocker rule. If you don't know who Kumar Rocker is, he was a pitcher with Vanderbilt who was drafted by the Mets, but he never signed this past year. And this rule is within the top 300 players who, if you take a pre-draft physical, right, the team has to offer that player at least 75% of the slot value for whatever that slot is. So if you pick sixth, they have to offer you at least 75% of that sixth pick, or 23rd, whatever it is. But if you take a physical pre-draft, that has to be a bare minimum what's offered to you. So those are the things we know right now, the major things that we know. I'm looking over to the right just to see if any free agent activity happens or trade activity happens. My guess is it'll be really be rocking tomorrow. We're only 3 hours, out of this lockout, so there's a lot of negotiating going on and stuff like that. It's not like the NFL or the NBA. As soon as free agent starts, 30 seconds later, there's a deal made because they weren't locked out. So there's things that need to happen here. Also, the mandatory spring training reporting date, if you're signed, is Sunday. So opening day is going to start April 7th. And, that's pretty much, those are the main meat and potatoes of what we know. So let me get back to the comments here. Sorry that I missed you guys. Who will the Mets sign now? Lakers fan Cameron. We got 200 plus people on here. Thank you guys for coming. Be sure to hit that like button too. I want to try to get the likes over 200 if we can as well. That would be fantastic. I appreciate you. T-Bird. I appreciate that, man. And I appreciate you all sticking with me. I wanted to hustle a lot during this lockout because I wanted you all to be in the know. I wanted you to know as much as possible so that when it ended, it was just added to our happiness. It felt a hell of a lot better than it would have before. I know there was a lot of frustration and impatience, including myself, because there was a lot of unnecessary just bull crap in the negotiations. And they made it harder than it needed to be, but it feels a hell of a lot better now, man. That baseball's back officially. So I'm very excited to be here with you guys tonight, and I appreciate you hanging with me. Olsen and Pinstripes would be awesome. And 160 Mafia is back, baby. That's right, Mateo. We are back in full effect. We're going to be rocking again. And, and every bit of free agency that happens, I'm going to be putting a video out on. So we're going to get a whole bunch of stuff over the next week or so. So brace yourselves and be ready. And, threshold numbers right now, Carl, is 230 million at the bottom level, and it's progressing up to 244 million at the bottom level for the next 5 years. Taxing is so the level is 20 million for the first tax penalty. That's 250, 40 million, 270, and 60 is the Steve Cohen tax. That's 290. So it's taxed appropriately in $20 million increments going upward, but going sideways from this year to 2026, it's 230 up to 244. Those are going to be the bottom level. So the bottom level will be $244 million in 2026. So not bad. It's not what the union wanted, but it was more than the owners were initially offering too. So compromise point. They met almost halfway. And the Yankees were one of the teams that voted no. Yankees, Mets, Cardinals, and Astros. I don't know, and I don't exactly know what that means. But the owners voted 30-0 to ratify this thing. So, Udall, what's up, dude? You leaving? I hope you're not leaving, man. Just gonna get started. But if you are, it's always good to see you, my man. When do we announce returning a Gardner? I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see about that. That makes my stomach hurt, but it is what it is if it happens, man. I still think there are other things that need to be done first. My thoughts on the 4-tier tax penalty. I mean, they're up, 250. It's 230, 250, 270, 290 this year. And it's taxed at the same rate as it was last year. So, which is good. The 20%, I think it's 30% and then 65% or something like that. So it is, it's the same rate. They initially wanted higher penalties, but I'm glad they settled the initial penalties before. So, and nothing on Story or Correa. If I had to choose between the two right now, it'd be Story, but Correa. I mean, I wouldn't be offended if they got Correa. I really wouldn't. So I just hope if that's the situation, then they're moving Oswald Peraza in a trade to get Matt Olson too. So I hope they're going to get value if they're not going to play Oswald Peraza at shortstop. So, Greg Romeo, thank you so much for the $2 dono super chat, man. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate your support. Thank you, man. He'll probably inquire about Kershaw just as due diligence, but I don't think he's going to sign him, to be honest with you. Division gets a buy. Yes, the player structure. Yep, there is a buy on there. There is a buy. Brandon Maye may be the last international player we'll get before the draft. Well, so I mean, it's essentially depends on what's agreed upon. Like if they do it, it's going to be at 2024. So yeah, Maye is part of the 2023 guy that the Yankees have the inside track on. After that, it's no more really inside track anymore. There's rotating picks and all that stuff. So you could be the top of the list, you could be at the bottom of the list. I wish they did the same thing for the college amateur draft to give a fair shot to all the teams too. But that unfortunately, the Yankees always pick at the bottom of the amateur college draft, so because they play well. But it's just to make it more equitable amongst the teams, and it is what it is. So the Yankees will sometimes get a lot of depth, and then the next year they'll get a lot of high quality. So rotating between the two. I just hope the Yankees continue to draft better in the amateur college draft. Mateo, man, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I hope you think the channel is unique, man. I mean, I want to keep you guys as informed as possible and be on the know and everything. So it just makes it, to me, it makes it better. It makes the channel better. You guys make this channel better. So, and I appreciate you. So, to the comments here, what do you guys think the first move for the Yankees is going to be? I think it's probably, my personal opinion, I think it's going to be a trade of some sort. Maybe the trade that they were working on before the lockout. Sean Brown, yeah, they already requested and they received medicals on Carlos Rodon, Yusei Kikuchi, and Carlos Correa before the lockout. They got the medicals for all three. No, which leads me to believe that their interest is sincere. At that point, you have medicals. You plan on pursuing these guys if it's possible. So, I think Cody Bellinger will have a bounce back year. A better year than he had last year. That's for sure. He's too good of a player to not. I got you, Ola. It's my pleasure, man. I appreciate you guys sticking with me throughout this last 3 months with this lockout, man. It's been very frustrating. Very frustrating. But now we have so much to look forward to, man. So much to look forward to. And I'm really hoping Cashman comes right out the gates, man. I hope he comes out the gates, man. I really do. And I hope something pops in any kind of move happens right here. Because like I said, I have MLB Network on here acting as a free agent tracker. So I'm hoping I can report something. There's been no free agent signings yet. So I'm really hoping that something happens. It'll be really cool. Trade for Olsen or Reynolds or both. I mean, if you could trade for Olsen and Reynolds, man, I would be all for it. They're going to have to gut up a lot of their farm now. But if they sign Freddie Freeman, then I would make a run at Brian Reynolds. That's for sure. I would definitely make a run at Brian Reynolds. Olsen, Suzuki, Bryant in that order. Dude, if they can get all three. Oh, my God. Toby, what's happening, man? It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure, man. Thank you for watching the channel and supporting it, man. Jeter, it would be cool if they brought him back in the free agent, man, in the front office. I agree with you too, Jason Robbins. Their first move is going to kind of give us a good idea of how they're going to pursue this offseason. And but that's the thing with Cashman too. He leaks nothing, man. Nothing until I very rarely hear saying the Yankees are working on a trade for blah, blah, blah. Cashman never leaks stuff. Never. And he's so unpredictable. And I've said this a million times. When you think he's going to do nothing, he strikes out of nowhere. When you think he's going to do a lot, he does nothing. So that's the one thing that frustrates me about him. It's the one thing that fascinates me about him at the same time. It really does. Sign a shortstop or trade for Matt Olson. I think they need to do both, Tyler. I mean, and again, now with the universal DH, There's possibilities for Luke Voigt. There's possibilities for Miguel Andujar. There's also potential possibilities for Gary Sanchez. So for a National League team, I'm really curious to see what they do and whether they're going to trade at some point for another catcher too. Steal Suzuki from going to Boston. Get Suzuki Suzuki and Austin would be fantastic. Fantastic. He really would. I would like, and a pitcher as well. We got 303. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to get the likes over 200. So if you haven't hit the like yet, please do so. I don't think I've ever had over 200 likes on the live stream. So that would be phenomenal, man. It'd be greatly appreciated. Let's celebrate this thing, man. This baseball's back, man. Let's celebrate. Nope, thanks so much, man. I appreciate it. I mean, could we get Olsen and Chapman? You could, Jacob, but why? Why move on from Gio in place of Matt Chapman? Chapman's obviously got a little bit. He's got an elite glove and he's got a solid bat, but he costs so much more than Gio. And I would rather get Olsen and a pitcher, in my opinion, because we have a greater need for a pitcher than we do a third baseman. So that's just my opinion, though. But I mean, it is possible. Yeah, they could get both of them in a package. They could definitely do that. They could. They have what it takes. They have the number 7 farm in baseball now. So, and 10,000 subs by tonight. I don't know about that, man. I'm like 800 subs away from 10,000, man. That would be phenomenal if I got 10,000 subs by tonight. That'd be nuts. Marte from the Diamondbacks. I see. Oh, it's great to have baseball back, Lee. I see. Arizona is one of the most ideal trading partners for the Yankees. I'd see Miami and Oakland, I think, are the 3 most ideal trading partners for the Yankees. And Marte would be nice. I personally would like Carson Kelly, their catcher, and Zach Gallen, their starting pitcher, if possible. That would be that'd be really nice. I mean, it really, really would. So, one of those pitchers from Cincinnati might be. What's his name? Mal. That's not Castillo. I would love Castillo, but I'm not sure if Castillo is going to be available. That kid Mal, I think, is Sonny Gray, but I would not bring Sonny Gray back. If they can get in 2 starting pitchers, that would be awesome. It really would. Toby, I'm with you 100%. Olsen would be an absolute monster at Yankee Stadium. He'd be perfect. Man. William, yeah, I remember that, man. I appreciate that, man. My 1,000th sub, William. It was a while back, man. It was a while back, but I'm glad you've been with me since then, man. Thank you. I appreciate you. 75th anniversary of Jackie Robinson breaking into the league. See? Today's a special day, Sean Browning, in many ways, man. Many, many ways. Olsen and Chapman. Yeah, I mean, they're looking to, as I'm hearing from the insiders, that they're looking to add more bats, so that's a good thing. Nick Castellanos is a free agent, so he's going to cost quite a bit of money, Courtney. But he's an outfielder. I don't know what his fit would be here. It's a good player. I for some reason I see him to the Nationals, Courtney. But I could be wrong. Now, I see the Yankees making probably a handful of signings and maybe 2 or 3 trades this offseason. I see them being pretty busy. And I'm very excited. Tyler, I'm very excited, Tyler Talbot. Well, yeah, T-Bird, you're right. The hammies is an issue. Like with Ketel Marte, I would bring him here to play second. But that would mean you'd have to trade Gleyber Torres for somewhere. So, and it's a dicey thing. I don't know if the Yankees are willing to move him or what they would move him for, because there are definitely trades that you can put Gleyber Torres in, no doubt about it. Backstage baseball, yes, you have, man, and I appreciate that, buddy. If they brought Freeman, man, if they signed Freeman, then they don't have to trade Oswald Peraza for Olsen now. I would still try to make a trade with Oakland for one of those pitchers if they brought Freeman in free agency. So, Pittsburgh Pirates. Somebody just said Pirates. Let's see. Do we have our first signing here? Not that I see yet. Not that I see yet. Tayon's rehab. Yeah, it is going well. He's right now, Jameson Taillon is projected to be back here around May. And if he's on the right track. But that said, the Yankees still need to bring in at 1 or 2 starters. They always have issues with the starting rotation, and 2 guys for depth would be more ideal, in my opinion. Do I think Story is the cheaper option to bring up prospects to be able to re-sign? Story is definitely the cheaper option than Correa, that's for sure. But it also gives you, the flexibility to then move Peraza in a trade for Olsen. It does. And then if you bring Olsen and Story here, you've added quite a bit of offense. And then it allows you to kind of transition over to pitching. And the Yankees need some speed and athleticism too. So I don't want to overlook that. So they need a bunch. They got rid of Greg Allen, Andrew Velasquez, Tyler Wade, a lot of their speed and athleticism and solid defense. They moved on from. So whether it be waivers or release or letting them sign somewhere else or whatever it is, and those guys are gone. And Odor, it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. And at this point, the Yankees have several moves to make, I think. They have some of these young prospects, the young kids who I think can fill in spots, but, be good, man. Be good. Sounds good backstage. I have to check the schedule with the wife, too, April 7th. That's something I need to check. But, yeah, I'll keep in touch, bud. Story and pinstripes. I could see Story and pinstripes more than I could see Correa and pinstripes, but Correa to pinstripes would obviously would be much bigger news. That'd be a blockbuster news. So, but we'll see. Danny J, the A's are asking for a ton for Olsen, and rightfully so. I mean, look at him. He's a superstar. So the Jays might get Brian. I know Seattle is interested in him. They're pursuing him. The Jays also signed Greg Bird today. Former Yankee first baseman Greg Bird to a minor league contract. So, with an invite to spring training. So, Greg Bird is getting another chance with Toronto. What do I think about Story? He definitely has the best offensive profile of all the shortstops. He's definitely going to be less expensive than all 3 of those guys. And I wouldn't have a problem at all. And he's an elite defender, too. I wouldn't have any problem at all with him coming here. Because it also gives them the flexibility to sign Olsen. I mean, to trade for Olsen, right? And then still spend money because Story's going to cost not even half the price of what Correa is going to cost. So it gives them flexibility to invest in pitching in multiple different ways and other players too. So I'd be fine if they brought in Story. I really would. It's not the sexiest pick, but it doesn't matter. Not every pick needs to be the sexiest pick. You know what I mean? I just want the Yankees to get better, man. Correa to the Yankees, 10 years, $33 million. That's probably what it's going to cost. That's probably what it's going to cost, man. Yeah, Greg Bird's been saddled with injuries, Christopher. I feel bad, too. Marlins GM now is Kim Eng. Her last name is NG. It's pronounced Eng. And she was actually Cashman's right-hand person with the Yankees for quite some time, and then they brought her over to the Marlins, and she's going to be the head decision maker now also, now that Jeter's moved on. So this is a huge opportunity for her. First female GM in Major Leagues. So and she's got a Yankee pedigree, which is nice. So I hope Greg Bird stays healthy. I mean, I don't know where he's going to play that much, but we'll see. Nora the Great. Hey, what's happening? Story does give us leverage, Daylock. Yes. It gives us leverage to, pursue an Olsen trade or pursue a Brian Reynolds trade. Like, it gives us a lot of options. It really, really does. So, yeah, Greg Bird is a new Nick Johnson. That's a great comparison. That's a fantastic comparison. You're absolutely right. Suzuki, 4 years, 14 per. Man, I'd be fine with that. Cashman is not happy with Correa's comments. Yeah, I don't think that's enough for him to not sign him. Is the thing. If Hal wants him, they're going to get him. Marcel, thank you so much for the $5 dono super chat, man. I appreciate you. Thanks. Updates during lockout. Do you think, ironically, aftermath and expected free agent / trade frenzy will benefit MLB publicity? Why is the wrong sports? I think if there's some bold, surprising, like if some surprising teams, like just say the Phillies signed Correa, it'd be a surprising move. If some other blockbuster trade happens where like a Brian Reynolds goes to a team that nobody's expecting. That's the type of stuff I think would really, really improve the publicity. I think the tour that they're going to be making around the world will help with their publicity. And, I think Universal DH is going to help because it's more offensive production and people tend to be more entertained with offensive production. So the game will be more exciting to watch. And as long as they do that, then, I don't think they're going to take that much of a hit. And especially now, like the next 2 weeks, it's going to be an absolute frenzy in free agency and trade. So, like, it's going to be hard for people to keep up with it. And, especially for the Yankee fans, if the Yankees do a lot of stuff and they bring in a lot of guys and become the evil empire again, I think that'll be good for baseball too. Because they're one of the most beloved and one of the most hated teams at the same time. So that kind of stuff, Marcel, I definitely think it's going to benefit publicity in MLB. So, but I thank you so much again to the super chat, man. I appreciate that. Go study backstage, man. Schoolwork first. Nor the great, yeah, it's great to have the Mafia back. I mean, we got 373 people on here. That's awesome. So happy to have all you on here. And hopefully we'll continue that rock and roll and moving forward. So, and hope everybody gets back and puts their notifications on and gets back to watching the videos, man. I'm going to put out pretty much every free agent move that happens. So, and every trade that happens. And I'll have all the details out for you too. Higashioka start overseeing out. He could. I personally think he's a backup, but at this point, there's so many people who don't want Sanchez starting because he has so many issues defensively that I don't think they would mind Higashioka starting. And he's got a good bat when he gets playing time. Glaber's on the trade block with Voit and Andujar. Yeah, I can see those guys on the trade block. I can see Chapman on the trade block too. Chicken Parm, there it is, man. Hal's only as good. I mean, Cashman's only as good as Hal's checkbook. Boom. Bullseye. The Yankees might sign Didi. They'd have to trade for Didi. Didi's a member of the Phillies right now. So he's got one more year left, so they'd have to make a trade. They could trade for him and make him a stopgap until Volpe's ready. I mean, what they do at shortstop will tell you whether they plan on keeping Volpe at shortstop or at another position. So, and if it's Correa, then I could see them bringing him in, and then when Volpe's ready, Correa moving to third base, and then having Volpe at short. That could happen too. So he's already spoken to A-Rod about being like a superstar shortstop and moving to third base to accommodate someone else. He's already done that before the lockout, so he's definitely inquiring about it. The Godfather. Megan, hola. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Wednesday. Dude, I love The Godfather, man. That's a great movie. I appreciate your support, Ola, man. You're one of the OGs, man. Yeah, keep hitting that like button, guys. I definitely want to get them over 200 if you don't mind. How does the new CBT affect the Yankees in free agency? Well, it gives them a lot more money to spend, short-term and long-term. The Yankees have about $100 million coming off the books in the next 4 to 5 seasons. So, with that coming off, they have, even with Chapman and Britton after this season, that's $30 million off the books immediately. So, if they let's just say they got to 250 this year, automatically they're going to be brought down to 220 next year just by losing those two guys. So they have a lot of flexibility over the next couple of years, the Yankees, especially now that they have more flexibility going up with the money coming off at the same time. They're in a good position, the Yankees. They really are. But that's kind of how it affects, in my opinion, David Cohen. I think they're in a good spot. And I do think they're going to trade away some guys as well. So they'll also cut some payrolls too. So, which will give them even more flexibility. Epic 13 between the Yankees and Red Sox. I remember that game. Sean has a great game. Yeah, man, we just passed 200 likes, guys. I thank you. I appreciate it, guys. JD's third. It's my pleasure, man. I appreciate you. Thanks for subscribing and supporting the channel. I really appreciate it. Welcome to the 161, man. Welcome to the 161. Yankees rumors Waldo Cabrera from make Matthew Boyd trade to Yankees to get. What's that, Cornico? Matthew Boyd's a free agent. And I personally, I don't think there's any way they would trade Oswald Cabrera for Matthew Boyd, even if he wasn't a free agent. Boyd is. They're going to trade Cabrera. They better get more. They better get more than that. So, yeah, I mean, I think some people at this point are past the Correa thing, Michael, and he wasn't, known as the major culprit. It was more Bregman and what's the guy's name, Altuve. But I don't know. I mean, he's a clutch player. If the Yankees got him, I mean, I would back him. So, but I personally, I totally know what you mean. So, because I hated that Astro situation, I think they screwed the Yankees that year. Yankees catcher situation opening day. Yeah, it's still cracking in Higgy right now. I still see it being the same, Dominic, unless they trade for somebody like Sean Murphy from the A's or Carson Kelly from the Diamondbacks or something like that. That's the only way I'd see it happening. And but they need more catching depth one way or another, especially after this year. I don't see Sanchez coming back. I just don't. So, best of news, Champagne. Welcome from PR. All right. Yep, Greg Bird to Toronto. That's right. Dominic, I appreciate that. I mean, 200. Maybe we'll get to 300 likes tonight. That would be awesome. I've never been 300 likes. I've never had 384 people on here at the same time. So I appreciate all yous. Thank you so much for watching, man. And again, I hope we have some cool news to break. I'm constantly looking there, and I'm looking at the free agent tracker here. Yeah, Correa, I think Samuel, I think was the only one who actually admitted participating. The other guys denied it, even though it was obvious. So, I appreciate the fact that he owned it. And so I'll take that. Just like Andy Pettit, when he tested positive, he stood up and he owned it, and people move past it. So that's what I think people will be able to move past Correa's admission of it too. Greg Romeo, thank you so much for the $5 super chat, man. You're the best, most sincere Yankee YouTuber ever. That I appreciate that, man. You bleed blue. I do bleed blue. I got it. I mean, I love my Yankees, man. And we have the prospects in cash. Yes, we do. You're absolutely right. And I hope that they take advantage of both advantages here. You know what I mean? And to use some of the prospects to get players, use some of the cash to sign players, and set themselves up nice for the next several years. So, but I appreciate that, Greg Romeo. Thanks so much, man. Thank you. I appreciate you too, John Butts. But you're absolutely right, Greg Romeo. They have what they need to get better. So, in one way or another. Yeah, I mean, why Black Volpe getting Correa? Yeah, exactly. Hold on. I mean, in one way or another, I don't think that getting Correa blocks Volpe. If Volpe's not ready yet, I would rather have him develop a little bit more, and then you can bring him up to second, or you can move him up to short. Yeah, whatever you want to do with Volpe is it gives us flexibility because his ability to play a position left of shortstop or right of shortstop. So, and with Correa's arm and range, he would play well at third base as well. So, it's Michael. It's my pleasure. Big game, Andy Pettit. Yeah, he's big, man. He's big time. Ball Cap Sports. Hey, Ball Cap, what's happening, man? Let's get it, him. Let's get it going. If you guys haven't checked out Ball Cap Sports, go take a look at him. Toronto Blue Jays guy, but he's got a fantastic channel. He's got great content. Love to have you on, Ball Cap. Let's do something together. Let's get rocking and rolling. Let's have a free agent frenzy video. If you're up for it, let me know, and I'll set it up. I really, really will, Ball Cap. Thought on Gallo. I mean, I think he's going to make some adjustments, and I think he'll play relatively. I think it's going to be easier for him to start the season with the Yankees rather than be thrown to the Wolves in a playoff race. He had a hard time adjusting, and I think he'll be better off now, and he won't have to be the guy here, especially if they bring in an Olsen or a Correa, or something like that. It's just going to ease the pressure off of him. So, and I think that he'll be in a better spot having a full year with the Yankees. And again, if he plays extremely well, they can move him at the deadline for some prospects in return too. So now, and that's the other thing. So they could do that as well. So it gives them options, and he's got power. And I obviously think minimizing the shift's going to help him. So he's not complaining about that. So, but I feel better about Gallo now than I did. He's definitely not going to hit like a 190, like a 160, like he did last year. So I see him playing better. Ball cap, I'll reach out to you tomorrow. I think the Yankees are going to make a big movie. I think so too. I've been trying to get the intel on the big trade that they were working on before the lockout, and I can't seem to ascertain the information. I mean, my gut tells me it was Oakland, but we already know that Oakland's asking for the moon. But again, it's Matt Olson, so who's not going to ask for the moon? It's like if somebody wants Judged, the Yankees are going to ask for the moon. That's just the way that it goes. For your homegrown superstars, you ask for the moon in a trade. So, besides Gallo, who do I think that would be the Yankees' bounce back player of the year? I think Torres will have a bounce back, have a little bit of a better year. Daily dose. I would say DJ, obviously, too, being healthier. So those would be my two prime kind of candidates, I think, for bounce backs. And if they both had at the same time, I think the Yankees would do pretty well. Free agent stuff. Yeah, I mean, I want to do a bunch of stuff, Tyler Talbot. I do. And I got a bunch of stuff coming now too. And it's going to be nuts. But I mean, I'm going to be dedicating most of my time to all the free agent signings that are going to happen over the next like week and a half. And then I'll fit in some other videos too. But I got a bunch of other things. And I'm obviously going to have you and have you some other guys on so we can continue doing what we were doing last time. You and Mazza. Fallback year? Oh, Ben, that's a good question. Unfortunately, I think Tyone's going to come back to reality. He had a good chunk of the year. I hope it's not the case, but with his injury, I just think it's going to be a little tough for him. It depends on who stays and who goes for a fallback year, but he's probably the most obvious for me. Rahul 27, thank you. I appreciate you. Did I miss a super chat here? If I did, I apologize. Let me go back and see. Raul 27, thank you so much for the 279 super chat. I didn't even see that. My apologies. The thing started going so fast. Raul 27, will Jays be financially capped by signing big? Thank you for reminding me. Raul, thank you for that super chat. I appreciate you. I don't think they're going to be hamstrung. They had about $60 million, I think, if I'm not mistaken, in flexibility before hitting that 210. Now they have even more flexibility. They could sign two big fish. I don't think they're going to be stuck under any circumstances. And I think, they're going to want to be bold this offseason. And so I can't see them making some moves. Spring training going to start. Well, the mandatory reporting date for players that are signed is this Sunday. And next week, spring training actually starts. And then the games, I think, start the 17th. Opening day is the 7th for the Yankees of April. So my pick for 2022 World Series champ. Oh, man. Right now, as we speak, and without any moves being made, I'm going to say it's probably... I would still go with the Braves until I see what other teams do. I'm hoping, and I have a feeling that's going to change once the offseason's over. So I'll give some more predictions once the offseason's over. Matt Bowman. We signed him to a contract since 2 years ago. We got Tommy John. Yeah, I mean, he could be. Daily dose. I mean, I hope these guys, come back healthy and get opportunities. I mean, we need some pitching health. That's for sure, man. That's for sure. Ben Weiner, what's happening, man? My friends, and we've loving you, great content. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, Ben Weiner. Thanks so much, man, for your support and your friend support, and thank you guys again. Raul 27, thank you again for that, man. I appreciate that, and thank you for reminding me on that super chat. So my apologies on missing it. Luke, yeah, I think Luke Voigt's going to be. I think the odds of Luke Voigt being traded this offseason are pretty high now, much higher than what they were before because of the DH. Universal DH now, so he has more job opportunities. So does Miguel Andujar. So does Sanchez if they want to move him. So Yankees have more trade options now. So for outgoing players instead of only incoming players. Teams go up to 500 at the All-Star game. Yeah, that's right. That's right, Courtney. I heard the Ghost Runner and extra innings will be gone. Ghost Runner and extra innings is gone, Robert, and so is the 7-inning doubleheader. They're both gone as part of this new CBA. I do think Labor will be back, but if he does get traded, I think it's for pitching. Now, like a Luis Castillo or something like that. But yeah, we are back to 9-inning doubleheaders. So, and yeah, it's a new spring training scheduling. This is 17th. But mandatory reporting date is Sunday. No. I mean, it's got to be at least 4 weeks of spring training to ramp these guys up. So I'm still nervous with that for the pitchers, but I think they'll wind up making it work. MLB's opening day renewal, even with warts and pain issues, and still in terms of bringing pleasures to me. Yeah, dude, and Marcel, you're 100% right, man. It's still America's pastime, in my opinion. I love football. I like other sports, but like baseball's still my favorite. It's still my favorite. So, and there's honestly nothing like, seeing a home run or a big game at Yankee Stadium. I've never seen anything like it. Would Correa be good for Trevor Story? Would he be good for Trevor Story? Oh, would he be good or Trevor Story? Either one, Sub-Zero would be good for the Yankees. I think Trevor Story leaves them a little bit more flexibility in terms of spending and making other moves because he's going to be a hell of a lot cheaper than Correa. But if Correa's here, he stays healthy. That's my only concern with him is injuries. If he stays healthy and he plays clutch, I mean, can't complain. Can't complain. Greg Romeo, yeah, Sevy's a legit number 2 when he's healthy. That's for sure. I mean, he's an ace, man. Willie Nicholson, thank you so much for the $5 super chat, man. I appreciate that. Thank you. Now that people know about Everson Pereira, who do you believe is the Yankees' most underrated prospect? Sweeney is an underrated one. Everson Pereira, another one. There's a guy that Nick Swisher calls Quadzilla. This guy who's a third base prospect in the Yankees. He's hitting these bombs. I forgot his first name, but Swisher calls him Quadzilla. He's another one. Ken Waldashek. There's quite a few. So quite a few. This is a testament to the Yankees' depth now. It's a heck of a lot better than it was 5 years ago, and I'm excited about that. Daily Dose. I'm very excited about that. Void to the Giants is very possible. Void to the Marlins. Void to a lot of teams is very possible. The Rockies, homeless Jesse. Quite a few. Pirates play home opening day the 12th. All right. Nice. Amping up in 3 to 5 weeks. Yeah, that's what makes me nervous, Christopher Woods, for the pitchers. Which is why, extra depth right now for the Yankees pitching rotation, having guys in long relief. That's why I'm really, really hoping like Severino, Nestor Cortez, and Michael King stay in long relief for a while until starters build up their arm strength and do other things. So having that extra versatility is really, really, really key. So, and I hope the Yankees are smart when they take advantage of this stuff. Wow, we're almost at 300 likes, man. Let's get over that 300, man. That's awesome. Can watch any of the baseball, unlike football, which I can't stand. Willie, thank you again for that donut super chat, man. Thank you. Yeah, I love watching baseball too, Nobi. Really, really love it. Trevor Story. Yeah, I mean, Trevor Story is, I think, is going to be an underrated option, and he's not going to cost $300 million. So that's another thing that excites me too. So, he'll be an affordable get, and I think he's going to be a valuable player for no matter who gets him. So I worry about the 10-year plus contract for Correa, especially now that he's represented by Scott Boras, which is never an easy thing. But if he came here and he stays healthy, then what am I going to do? Can't complain. He's 27 right now, so he's young. Brian, I want Olsen too, man. And Michael, I can't see the Rockies unload. If they unload the team, I would be going after German Marquez, man. I really, really would. Michael Lowe. German Marquez would be, I think, a good get for the Yankees. You get that number 2, and I'm still bringing another starter on top of him, but he's a durable pitcher, and I would definitely bring him here. Domingo Germán's another one, I think, for long relief and versatility. A lot of swing men early in the season, which I think will come in handy for Yankees. What do I think of a trade to the A's? I mean, if the Yankees can get Olsen and Bassett without giving up Oswald Peraza, and give Torres instead, I would be all about that. All about that. Chris Bryant Bryant's versatility would play well here. And it also gives him the thing about Bryant, he could play third. He could play first. He could play the outfield. So if they don't want to sign Freeman, they can bring in Bryant. And again, he's got versatility. So but I do think they're looking for left-handed bats. And just why somebody like Freeman or Matt Olson will be a very, very appealing option here for the Yankees. Long relief would be very important, Chris. So, yeah, I was just saying that too. It's very, very important to preserve the starting pitchers and they're starting, their arms and letting them build up their pitch count over time, because 4 weeks isn't enough for them. It's enough for the hitters. It's not enough for the pitchers. No, it's not Anthony Garcia. I don't think Daily Dose is a different guy. I'll find out the name, but he's just Nick Swisher loves the guy, and I don't know much about his fielding, but his hitting is drawing rave reviews. So we'll see. I don't think it's enough to replace Gio, but I know Swisher's giving him rave reviews, so something like that is it's appealing. So yeah, we broke 300 likes, Chris, man. I thank you guys, man. I appreciate it. Never had 300 likes on a live stream, so that's awesome. Do I think we get Freddie Freeman? The word is they prefer Matt Olson, so they're going to have no choice, honestly, than to make a bold trade offer for Olson. They have to, otherwise they're not going to get him. So, I think there's better than a 50-50 chance that they get Freddie Freeman. I think it's more likely to get him now than they get Olson, unfortunately. But if they got him and he stays healthy, he's a superstar. So I can't complain. Can't complain. I just like Matt Olson because he's 5 years younger, and I like the youth with the way the Yankees are training. I think it's important to get younger and more athletic. And Olson, to me, represents more of that than Freeman does. But again, Freeman's a stud. They're both defensively gifted players, and they're both better than Luke Voigt, too. Luke Voigt's got serious power potential, but he can't stay healthy. That's a problem. I think Sweeney gives him a lot of flexibility, too. He's got a really good look swing. He's got, I think, versatility to play multiple positions. So Trey Sweeney can make it here and do well. Mark Brown, thank you so much for the super chat, man. $4.99. Just found the channel a few days ago. It's one of the best I've seen. I appreciate you. Thank you, man. I appreciate that very much. Really, really do. I hope you stick around to watch more videos. I'm putting out everything, man, in free agency. Trades, everything, especially when it comes to the Yankees. So I'm going to keep you updated on the works. On the works. So we come this far. We stuck together during this freaking lockout. And now it's on, baby. Now it's on. So I'm really, really hoping that the Yankees do something, do some big stuff this offseason. Mark, thank you again, man. I appreciate that. Let's get to 400. Oh, man, 400 to 500 likes would be awesome. Got a cat in here right now in the litter box. Get out of here. And so Freeman raises the price. Disgruntled YouTuber. I don't know if he raises the price of Judge. Judge's price is going to be high. Freeman or not. If the Yankees give, well, I don't think I can't see the Yankees getting Freeman without giving him 6 years. So he's going to cost at least 6 years. I can't see Judge costing less than 8 years. I really don't. So I don't know if he raises the price, but Judge is going to be, I don't think he's going to lower the price. That's for sure. I'll put it that way. Brandon A, when do I think it'll pick up? I think tomorrow's going to be it's pure insanity. I think work is being laid right now. I would expect 1 or 2 moves or some capacity to happen tonight, and hopefully we'll do it. And hopefully we'll see some while we're on here. But I think Brandon A, because we're only 4 hours into free agency, and since they haven't been able to do anything in negotiations, there are things that have to happen. So tomorrow I think it's going to be nuts, and then the days after that I think it's going to be complete insanity. I think there's going to be more trading activity going on for pitchers, and obviously, for a lot of position player free agent activity over the next couple of days. So it's going to be nuts. I think tomorrow is going to be pretty much pandemonium. So yeah, E. Brunson. Yeah, lots of new eyes here, man. Welcome, all you guys. Welcome. If it's your first time here, welcome to the channel. We got a lot of stuff. I mean, a lot of good stuff coming. So, and I'll make sure that you guys have all the free agent news. So Gio does have 2 more years left. And yeah, Sweeney's young. He's a good-looking prospect. If he keeps developing, he's going to be really good. Robert Rivera, a few channels I was trying to watch. I'm trying to get notification new videos. Dude, I appreciate it, man. Robert, dude, I try to keep it simple and authentic. And and like, I don't want to spend all the time in it talking about myself or like, that's why a lot of my videos are short and sweet. Because I want to get to the point. I want you to get the information that's, that's out there now. And then we can spend some time together on a live stream like this. But it's easier to watch the short videos, right? And get good information rather than just dragging things out. Certain times the videos will be longer. Yeah. I do predictions or whatever, or this, that. But again, I just want to keep it authentic and real and fun. And so that people can enjoy it and keep coming back. So, and this is about you guys. This is not about me. This is about you guys. So you guys make the channel better, Robert Rivera. So I thank you, man. I appreciate the kind words, man. I always appreciate the support that everybody gives me in this channel. So you guys are awesome. You guys are really, really awesome. Mark Brown, quadruple eights, man. Thank you, man. I'm glad to have you here permanently, man. Yeah, man. I'm long hauling in here too. So I'm going to be doing, I'm a Yankee lifer. So I'm going to keep putting this stuff out. Keep putting this stuff out. And, anything breaking news wise, you're going to get it here. And obviously with the Yankees too. So, what time should we expect a crazy start? I think somebody will sign tonight. I don't know who or where, Jaden. I mentioned earlier, there's a guy, Nick Martinez, who agreed to sign with the Padres right before the lockout started. And the rumor is it's 4 years, 20 million-ish, something like that. So that might be the first deal that's reported if it becomes official. But that's why I have the MLB network right on next to me here. So I'm using it as a free agent tracker while we're here so that hopefully it can report something. And, I know obviously if nothing happens tonight, then I expect tomorrow to be nuts. So, and I'll put out a video on everything relevant in free agency. So even if it's 20 videos tomorrow, they're going to be short and sweet. So, and nothing's going to be super long and drawn out. Now that the lockout's over, we want to know who's signing and we want to know where the hell they're signing, especially with the Yankees. So I'm going to keep it all on point and tight, man. That's for sure. What time should we expect time to start? And where do you think so? Yeah, almost at 350 likes. Yeah, 344. Unbelievable. Trevor Story will sign. I could see Story signing. I could see Chris Bryant signing in the next 2 days. I think Correa, now that he's a Boris client, will probably wait a little bit. And that's my guess. But Sam Charmley, thank you, Jays fan. I appreciate you. Go check out Ball Cap Sports if you haven't. He's a Jays guy, and he's got a fantastic channel. So if you want to follow a fellow Jays fan, he's the guy to follow, Sam Charmley. But thank you for coming here and enjoying the content. I appreciate that. The Milkman. That's right, Tyler Talbot. How long have I been a Yankee fan? My whole life, Greg Romeo. My whole life. Born blue. I bleed blue, man. My parents, my family, Yankee fans. My mom's a huge Yankee fan. So, and I'll always be a Yankee fan forever. That's my team, man. That's my team. Give me the first. Robert Zelski, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate you keep watching the videos, man. Again, just try to keep it fun and authentic. Not try to be someone else. Just this is me. This is me, and it's just made by the fan for the fans. So I want my fellow Yankee fans to enjoy the content. So, yeah, they're exactly Daily Dose. There's finally relevant content with the Yankee. I mean, because it's going to be nuts now for the next week and a half. So the content becomes a heck of a lot more relevant these next week or two. So Yankee going to the All-Star game, the Home Run Derby for life, man. I'll tell you this, Courtney. The last time I saw the home run, I went to the Home Run Derby at Yankee Stadium in 2008 with my wife, and that was so cool. Josh Hamilton hit those historic home runs, and that was awesome. That was unbelievable. After Reynolds, who do you see the top prospects out there for the Yankees? Top prospects for the outfield available for you. Well, you got Everson Pereira, you got Jason Dominguez. They've already had the inside track at signing Brandon Maillet, who's the #1 international free agent already for next year. So it sounds like they're going to get him. So they're building a pipeline of outfield prospects now too, like they've done at shortstop. So, and if I were them, I would be boosting up the catching arsenal too, and I'd do it in the international. I mean, do it in the college amateur draft. Start drafting catchers in the first 5 rounds. And then they're deep up the middle in terms of prospects. Those are 3 most tradable positions. And if you have that depth, you might as well utilize it when you need to in trades. So right now, who wins the East? I still think the Rays win the East right now. Yankees lifers, man, I appreciate this. Let's see, when will the Yankees side sign? I don't know. Sebastian, I think the Yankees make some kind of move tomorrow. Tonight would be awesome. Tonight would be really awesome, but we'll see. But Suzuki, yeah, Brunson. I think he has Boston. I think Boston has the inside track on him, but like, if they could take Suzuki-san away, man, that would be awesome, dude. Dominic Davis, bro, I appreciate it, man. I love my Mafia too, man. You guys are on point, man. You guys are the best. 10K subscribers by opening day. And we really got to go to man, that would be awesome. By 10,000 subscribers by April 7th. Let me see. Let me just take a look at really quickly. 9,242. So I'm 758 away. That, I mean, I guess it's possible. I guess it's possible, but we'll see. That would be awesome backstage. It would be awesome. I'd love to celebrate with you guys. Breaking from sources, Freddie Freeman and the Los Angeles Dodgers are nearing an agreement that will land the superstar first baseman in Hollywood. Smalls, you're killing me. Who's the source? Who's the source? I definitely want to know about that one. If Freeman signs with I'll tell you this: if Freeman signs with the Dodgers, then I see the Yankees being more bold than they were before for Matt Olson, because at that point they'd have to be, and that would be nuts. That would be really nuts. Now let me check out baseball Twitter here to see if there's anything on there. Smalls, you let us know. I mean, who are the sources that you're hearing this from? That would be crazy if it was true. Breaking news. No, I don't see anything yet on Freddie Freeman. But would I be surprised? No, because they were genuinely interested in the guy, and they have the resources to facilitate this move. I mean, they're Scherzer's gone, Corey Seager's gone, so they're saving up they have a ton of money off the books. So Freeman makes a lot of sense for them, and it gives them the flexibility to move kind of like Muncy and Lux around and stuff like that. So, and he would be a perfect fit there. He'd be a perfect fit. He would look perfect in the Dodgers uniform. Sneaky suspicion that Boston is going to. I'm of the same opinion, Jeff DeLolio. I think the Red Sox are going to steal Suzuki away. I really do. And he's going to feast off that green monster. Feast off that bad boy. So, and nuts. Sam, you're subscribed on Ballcap's channel. He's got a great channel. He's got a great channel. I love his content, and I watch his videos. I really enjoy them. And his channel was the first one I saw that conversation about Scott Boras and his role in the negotiations. That was really revealing. So, but I watch his stuff on the regular too, and he was just on here a little while ago, Ballcap Sports. So I'm going to have him on as a guest. So be on the lookout for that, Sam. But hey, you're welcome here too. I appreciate you watching. Thank you. Our fellow AL East compatriots. I do think the Yankees sign. I think the Yankees' first signing will probably be Carlos Rodon. I think their first move, it'll probably be a trade. That's what my gut's telling me. Let's see. No, nothing yet. If Kluber wins 15 games with Tampa and an ERA around 3, that would be a heartbreaker for me as a Yankee fan. But that's what they do. They make pitchers better in Tampa. So I would not be surprised. Who's a better fit for the Yankees? Personally, Matt Olson, I think, is a better fit for the Yankees. But would I be upset if they got Freeman? No, not at all. No, not at all. And again, if they lost Freeman and Olson and they brought in Rizzo, I'd be fine with that too. Rizzo's also an elite defender, and he's a great leader and a teammate. And and he was good here. But I mean, Olson to me is the superstar. He's the guy to get if you can for first base. And he's in his prime. If you're going to give somebody a long-term deal, I'd rather get more prime years instead of more decline years. And more decline years is what we'd likely get with Freeman or Olson. More prime years is what we'd get with Freeman or Rizzo. More prime years is what we would get with Olson. So that's the way I look at it. Bob Mateus, Giants fan, football and baseball fan. Giants football and baseball. All right. All right. Sometimes I totally lose with PLA Game 5 at Seattle, the playoffs. Oh, Jack McDowell. Oh, they gave up that hit to Edgar Martinez, who drove in Ken Griffey. That just that was a heartbreaker, a really heartbreaker. Yeah, there's nothing going on right now at Tyler Tao, but I'm keeping an eye on it as well. And don't be surprised if something pops up late tonight. But we start getting steamrolled tomorrow in free agency and trade stuff. I expect a bunch of things to happen tomorrow. I really, really do. It didn't start until 7:00 tonight because the owners had to ratify it first, and they didn't do that until way after 6. And then Manfred came on and addressed the media and whatnot. So the free agent officially did not start until 7 p.m. So, it is what it is. They haven't been able to negotiate for months, so it's going to take just a little bit longer. But once it goes, it's going to go. So kudos to you, Edwin. I appreciate you. 10,000 before opening. I mean, that would be awesome, Chris Schmidt. I've already looked into. I've had a lot of people ask me to put out to get some merchandise and stuff like that, like 161 Mafia merch, and I am looking into it. I just trying to narrow down the type of merch that I want to get. And once I hit the 10,000 subscriber threshold, I think it'll propel me to kind of really get that going. Now that the lockout's over, it'll just be a little bit more financially possible to do that. So, but I definitely want to get merch for the people who are interested in merch. Dodgers offered 6 for 180. Jarvis, if that's true, I'd be surprised if he turns it down. I had heard initially that they offered him 5 years and he wanted the 6, but you could be right. You could be right. Mazza's away backstage for a couple weeks. He'll be back in a few weeks. I think he's on a work assignment. Japanese, yeah, I mean, they have a great, connection with Japan. So if Suzuki came here, I would not be offended at all. I really wouldn't. Exactly, Mark Summers. Exactly. Really don't know the Yankees are going. I think Olsen's the guy they're going to wind up with. I think it's going to cost a little bit more than they want, but it'll be worth it at the end of the day. And if they can get Olsen and a pitcher from Oakland, you kind of have to do it. You really do. Who do we got? Oh, Anthony, bro, $10 super chat. Thank you. I appreciate that. Jason, love your even keel and be on the Yankees, whether they're on a 10-game winning streak or 10-game losing streak. Yeah, the same attitude. No good. Yeah, well, I appreciate that, Anthony. I think, honestly, I try to be logical about everything, right? I look at it from both sides and then kind of form my own opinion based on what's going on. But at the end of the day, we have no control over what they're going to do as a team. And, do I love my Yankees? Yeah, love them to death. And I'm sure that everybody here does, but I try not to get overly emotional. I mean, I get more emotional during the playoffs, and obviously when the Yankees lose, I get pretty pissed. But who doesn't? That's our team. That's we're fans. We're lifers. And but I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that take and kind words, man. Because I do. I just try to, and that's kind of how I am in life in general. And I'm a longtime martial artist too, as you can see my Bruce Lee up here. But generally, you learn how to remain even keeled in martial arts too, and it's been very instrumental to me and how I kind of carry myself in life and stuff like that. So, but I appreciate that it comes across on here, and man, I appreciate that support, man. I appreciate that super chat. It's really helpful to the channel too. So, and thank you, sir. Thank you. But don't get me wrong. I'm really happy when they go on a winning streak, and I'm not very happy when they go on a losing streak. But at the end of the day, I still want to stay the same person. So, thank you for recognizing that, man. Thank you. A trade for Ketel Marte. I mean, I would trade for Ketel if he's going to play second, not the outfield. I worry about his legs, but he's a good looking player. He's got 3 years of control left. He's a switch hitter. He's a good player, man. Appreciate all the donos tonight in the super chats. You guys are the best, man. You really are. Trade for Ketel Marte, yeah. So Scullies, 161 Scullies and sweatshirts. I heard that. I heard beer things or mugs or a T-shirt, a couple like that. So give me some other merch ideas. Greg Romeo, thank you again, man. Second super chat for tonight. Thank you. $5, man. Good night, man. Keep us. Good night. Have a great night. And just get ready. get ready. Hit that notification if you haven't so you don't miss. Because anytime the video pops, you'll know right away. And whatever happens in free agency tomorrow, I'll be feeding it to you guys. So just think of yourselves as great white sharks over the next couple of days. And there's going to be a lot of chum thrown in the water for you. So it's going to be a feeding frenzy. But thank you, Greg. Thank you so much. Really, I appreciate you. And have a great night, man. Get some rest. And again, Anthony, thank you. I appreciate the kind words and the support. I mean, both of you. I really do. Would I be upset if they wound up with Rizzo over Olsen? I would not, because Rizzo played well here. It wouldn't be my ultimate choice. But if they wound up with Rizzo and did nothing else, like if they wound up with Rizzo and then brought in Andrelton Simmons or something like that for shortstop, personally, I would not be happy with that. So, and again, I think they know they need to do a heck of a lot more than Rizzo. So, and if they wound up with Rizzo because they couldn't get Olsen, I'm okay with that. If they wound up with Rizzo knowing that they did not go after Olsen, I would not be happy with that. I don't think that's a good move for them personally, but they could very well do that. Don't put stickers in your car. Godfather quotes with George Steinbrenner. George Steinbrenner, the boss man. The boss man. I was just told I'm broadcasting the 7th grade basketball champs. Nice backstage. Nice, dude. 10,000 people. That's awesome, buddy. Man, that's some serious audience for 7th grade basketball champs. My goodness. Aaron Sanchez signed with somebody. He signed with somebody, Aaron Sanchez? What do we got here? Let's check. Let's check the MLB free agency track. I just saw another dono coming in. Thank you. I'll get to that in 1 second. And I appreciate everybody's generosity tonight. I really do. Thank you guys for that. Really, thank you for that. MLB trade rumors. Will be trade tracker. I don't see anything yet. It'll be awesome to put out something, though. Jose Martinez, thank you. It's my pleasure, man. I definitely wanted to keep us all engaged and just kind of upbeat during this lockout, because I knew at the end of the day, I'm an eternal optimist. As frustrated as I was, I knew if at the end of the day it was going to get there. But this is what lawyers do too. Like these negotiators, they just make it more difficult than it needs to be. They complicate stuff that doesn't need to be complicated. But it's not my money either. So Tyler Talbot, thank you. $10 donut to Super Chat. Blockbuster Yankees get Olsen, Chapman, and Frankie Montez. You can get all three of those, man. For Gio, Oswald Peraza, Gleyber Torres, Clark Schmidt, Davey Garcia, Estevan Florial, and Josh Bro. Let me see that again. So the Yankees get Matt Olson, Matt Chapman, and Frankie Montez. They move Gio, which makes sense if you're going to swapping Gio for Chapman. Oswald Peraza, Torres, Schmidt, Davey, Florial. I would do that trade. Tyler Talbot, I would do that trade. I like it. After this, it says, let's say a trade like this gets consummated. Who would you play at shortstop if they don't have Oswald Peraza? What would you do at shortstop, Tyler? Bro, thank you for that Super Chat, man. Really, I appreciate your guys' generosity tonight. It's really appreciated, man. What's your opinion on our worst pitchers right now? Best guy, obviously, here at Cole. Worst, I don't know, because they're all kind of like they're all kind of at a plane below Cole, just like kind of sit there. We don't have a clear number 2 sandwich in between the two of them, but like worst, Davey Garcia, Clark Schmidt, but I would definitely move those guys in a trade like what Tyler Talbot just proposed. So no doubt about it, man. Backstage, your comment on Sunday, I did not. I'll scroll back in a second and check, and I'll check for it, buddy. It's Volpe. I'm trying to keep up. It's going fast. So the chat got a lot more people than usual. I did hear Manfred's speech, and I appreciate the fact that he came out and apologized for right off the bat too, for things, turning out the way that he did. And again, I don't give Manfred all the blame anyway. So I don't. And as easy as it is to dislike the guy, he didn't deserve all the blame. So it should be levied across the board, in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, I when somebody does it, and again, he's the commissioner of baseball. So if anybody's going to do that, it should be him. Yes, we're saying Gio is a real possibility. Yeah, he's got the best range of the guys that are currently on the team at shortstop. I think he's a better fit at third, but uh, you know, we'll see. If he, I wouldn't move him. Like if he moved to shortstop, then I would only move him to shortstop if we were going to bring in somebody like Chapman or Chris Bryant for third base. That's the only way I move Gio. Using the money that we don't spend on Correa. Gotcha, Tyler. I like your trade, bro. I like your trade a lot. It's a fantastic trade. Do I see the real deal coming back? Yeah, I could see if he gets an opportunity, disgruntled YouTuber. Yes, I could see a pretty good stretch from Gil. I could see him winning at least 10 games this year, which I would be happy with. So Yankees are one of the 4 teams I voted in. It was the Yankees, the Mets, big boy, the Cardinals, and the Astros. But it wasn't the final. Like all 30 owners voted to ratify the agreement. So no owner voted against it. It was the Yankees kind of union. It was on that side. It wasn't the owner side because it was the owner's proposal. So the Yankees player representatives or whatever it was. And there are 2 Yankees on the executive committee for the players union, Garrett Cole and Zach Britton. So, but Garrett Cole and Britton, I think, are on the pension side. But all those guys, the executive committee voted no. And it sounded as if it might have been a symbolic move, but we'll see. The only thing, I'll mention this, the only thing we don't have absolute clarity on right now is the compensation for competitive, draft pick compensation for qualifying offers, because that was part of the last CBA. So right now, there's nothing. I know they agreed to this deadline in July for swapping out draft pick compensation or getting rid of it in exchange for an international draft. It hasn't been agreed upon yet. So it could be something that, if they sign a player and they wind up getting a qualifying offer attached later, they could owe picks later. But as of right now, they can sign players without having to give up any picks. So Anthony Medina, bro, I appreciate the kind words, man. A warrior with the updates that you give, and I do appreciate your content. Keep up the good work and keep I thank you, man. Thank you, dude. I wanted to keep us engaged during this downtime, and to me, the Yankees. I like seeing the Yankees fight. So, especially fighting the playoffs, and to me, it's just if you. By the way, if you haven't seen the Yankees hype video and you have Twitter, go. The Yankees put out a 2022 hype video. It is badass. They put it out today. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. But to me, this is part of the 161 Mafia. I consider this a family, Anthony Medina. So, and I consider the people that are on here part of the family. So I want to do right by the fam, if that makes sense. So we're the 161 Mafia here. So, and I want to do right by you guys and gals. So, and that's kind of the way I look at it. So I want our channel to be unique, our family to be unique and different than the other ones. I like a lot of channels, but I just want us to be a little bit different. So this is kind of the way I do things. That's just me. I'm a little bit outside the box. So, but like, I want to keep our people engaged and well informed, especially stuff during lockout, so that once it ends, man, it just feels so much better. Like the happiness level to me is higher now. I'm that much more excited. So, and I can't wait to feed you guys in on everything in free agency. So it's going to be dope, man. It's going to be badass. So, but Anthony, I thank you, man. I appreciate that, bro. Should I take down comments that are false and spam? False, they're not always intentionally false. If people are spamming or trolling, then sure, but false, I wouldn't. I would ask me first backstage. Again, some people put out stuff that they think to be true that might not be true. So, and that's not always intentional. The video shows Hicks going, yeah. When it shows Gallo, the video is pretty dope, man. It is pretty dope. The reason there's no moves is because I think they're pretending they weren't negotiating deals during lockout. Could be. Well, it's crazy because there are people that were, today saying that they were intentionally going to wait a while because they don't want people to think that they were tampering during this lockout. So I understand that logic. People don't want to think that they were tampering, but you know what? Like at this point, there's no proof of it. Like we had our deal ready. As soon as we're able to do it, we call them and say, this is our deal. We want you to come here. That's it. You can avoid the tampering thing. We wanted this guy. So what martial arts did I still practice it disgruntled? For 2 decades plus. A couple of Korean arts. One's called Hapkido. And the other one's Tang Sudo. I have advanced black belts on both. And I also practice. I also train jiu-jitsu also. Brazilian jiu-jitsu, the ground stuff. So I've been doing it for the Korean stuff for about 2 decades. Disgruntled. So my next belt is master for both of them. No, I could see the Mariners getting Suzuki and Bryant. Yeah, I could too, Tyler. I could see them being bold, man. I really could. Dominic Davis mentioned their video was awesome. Dude, I'm right. Wasn't it cool? It was just short, only like 20 seconds long, but man, that got me, that video. And I got to give credit to Robbie Hyde because he mentioned it on his live stream. I didn't know about it, and he mentioned it, and I went over and checked it out. He also played it, and it was, that video is money. Money. It's a really nice hype video. It gets me excited. Let's trade Judge because he's going to want 400 mil. Charlie, you know what's funny, Charlie? I've actually put out some Judge trade proposals and under the condition that he rejects an extension from the Yankees. And I get a lot of flack, but you know, it is an option that needs to be considered because they make him an offer and he says no, then you have to trade the guy. Backstage, always a pleasure, buddy. Thank you so much. Have a great night, man. And I'll see you tomorrow or on Saturday, bud. Thanks as always, Backstage, for your help, man. I appreciate it. Chuck Norris, I don't know. Mark, I don't know. Chuck Norris is a legend, man. I'm not in a legend status yet, but I can handle myself. Liver collusion rumors, who cares? We need to strike for exactly, Udo. I mean, the collusion room is like, that's Scott Boras, textbook Scott Boras. When we can't get guys to overpay or create a bidding war, he cries collusion all the time. All the time. Kyle Seager he's retired. Michael, he retired before right before the lockout, man. Prematurely at the age of 34. Martial arts or boxing, great way to stay fit, stay sharp. Mark Summers, I mean, either one's fantastic. Joey Nell, yeah, Kyle Seager retired at 34 years old. He wanted to spend some time with his family. So, damn, we were almost at 400 likes, 392. This is awesome, guys. Correa, the better player, story is more realistic. I would agree with that, Tyler Talbot. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Freeman to the Dodgers. Yeah, I could see it happening. And nothing's official yet. On 161 Cobra Kai. Dude, I like that, Richard. I like that. Cobra Kai Avenue. Let me take a look and see if we got any free agent moves here. The Yankees showed interest in Michael Conforto right before the lockout, and I heard that one too. Practice jiu-jitsu with my wife. Always get the early finish. Charlie, that's how you do it, man. I like your training style, Charlie. I like it. I like it, man. Fuzzy's on here. Thank you, man. What's up, bud? I appreciate you, bud. I appreciate you. I watch you all the time, man. I'd love to have you on as a guest if you're willing, man, if you'd like to come on. And you got a great channel, bro. And your insight, I mean, we don't always agree on stuff, but not everybody does. And I still like your insights. I appreciate, man. I'd love to have you on here. So, and I'm sure you're as excited as I am. And which is, dude, it's going to be, we're pumped, man. We got a lot of stuff going here. Cool. I'll reach out to you. Fuzzy. We'll set something up, bro. And, dude, I'm excited. I'm sure you're excited as I am too. I saw your video you put out earlier, and it's time, man. It's time. It's rock and roll time, man. And who's your team, by the way, Fuzzy? Is it Cleveland, the Guardians? Never asked you who your team was, but I see you have a different stuff. But who's your team, bro? Yeah, Guardians, baby. Jose Ramirez, man, that dude is top notch, man. That dude is top notch. Jose is, and they got a good squad. Bieber. I mean, I could see them adding, honestly, surprisingly, adding to this to their team instead of subtracting. I know there's a lot of talk about trading, Ramirez here to there, but I can see them adding to Ramirez, even though they may not be able to pay him in 2 years, but they have 2 years that they could capitalize on, dude. And yeah, exactly, Fuzz. Exactly, dude. Yeah. Get Nola or Bieber. Dude, I mean, the Indians got some really good pitching. I mean, they got a good looking team, man. They really, really, I'm not the Indians, the Guardians. I keep saying Indians by habit, but like I gotta get used to saying Guardians. Fuzzy, nah, man. Fuzzy's the man, dude. Fuzzy's been around a hell of a lot longer than I have on YouTube. So he's got a loyal following. He's got great content, man. Yeah, and you're right, Billy Branch. Guardian's gonna take a while for me to get used to, man. I'm saying because I watch Major League on a regular basis, and I just go back to my default, the Indians, my Roger Dorn, my Serrano. You know what I'm talking about, Fuzzy? Like that's like the greatest baseball movie ever. The Major League, like to me, you put snot on the ball, like it's fucking that movie's awesome. Shane Bieber to the Yankees. Well, I think, yeah, well, I don't know if it's Shane Bieber to the Yankees would be more realistic to me than Jose Ramirez. But why? I mean, would they? I think they could add to those guys and try to make a run in the Central because there's no clear cut dominant team in the Central right now. So they could make something happen. And when the Indians are good, the Indians are the Guardians. When they're good, they're really good. They're really, really good, man. So, and I could see again, trade for Pecco Yule Pods. Nuts, man. Dude, yeah, if you haven't seen Fuzzy's channel, go take a look at it. He's got a great baseball channel. Puts out fantastic stuff. Very knowledgeable. He's got great stuff. He's consistent. He's been around for a while. And he's got a loyal following too, man. He really, really does, man. So you two keep up the good work too, Fuzz. Man, you keep up the good work too, bro. Nora the Great. Fuzzy's got an awesome channel. Go take a look. He's got really good stuff. Really good stuff, man. He knows his stuff. He knows his stuff. Man. He really does. Yeah, I've been keeping it on here for a little while. And too, Fuzzy, if you're still on here, just for a free agent tracker to see if anything's gonna pop tonight. But I don't know if that's gonna happen, man. I really don't. I mean, the White Sox, well, on paper, but I could see Tyler Talbot. I could see the Guardians making a run and taking him out. I could see if the Guardians add a guy or two, let's just say they add Nick Castellanos. That adds a hell of a lot of firepower. Let's just say they make a trade for, I don't know, somebody from the Reds, like not necessarily Castillo, but what if they get Winker and Sonny Gray, something like that, dude. Yeah. I mean, the Guardians can make a move, and they can make a quietly strong move. And I'm with you too, Fuzzy. I don't see anything of significance happening tonight. I think they're all laying the groundwork. Tomorrow is going to be absolute mayhem. Absolute mayhem. Tigers win. So, well, I mean, the Tigers I can see being better, but they're still far away. They need quite a few guys. So, part of the Yankees had a lot of old time. Oh God, yeah, Lou Gehrig. I mean, Abe Bartender, Joe Boonies. Still my favorite baseball movie of all time, Major League. Yeah, if you guys, go take a look at Fuzzy's channel and make sure you support him by subscribing. He's got great stuff. I mean, it's the same thing. We're all trying to put out good content for the fans, man, because we're legitimate, honest fans too. So I did hear Odalis Perez passed away. That's unfortunate, man. So rest in peace, man. Rest in peace. No doubt about it. Business for liberty. You got it, man. Yeah, I mean, disappointment. We all felt it. Ozzy felt it. All the baseball content creators felt it. It's tough, because you have a lot of fans who get upset and rightfully so, man. It was, unnecessary 99-day lockout. It didn't have to be that way, but it was. So, and again, at the end of the day, the fans, we're the ones that are going to wind up having to pay more to see things and go to games and stuff like that, streaming services or whatever. Like, we're going to wind up paying more. So, yeah. 161. Exactly, big boy. Thank you, man. Try to keep it hundy, man. That's right. Jason Cobra Kai. I watch Cobra Kai, by the way, religiously. So it's a great series. I met a couple of those guys. They're pretty good. The Royals could be sneaky good too. I think the Royals, Tyler, I think they need to bring in somebody or two, but they can be sneaky good. Cash trades the guy. I say the trade, he says $76 million. Judge Dilly can make a lot of moves and find his team. He's not trading Stanton to San Diego for Eric Hosmer and Will Myers. That's never going to happen, Yankee King. Ever. Jason Chicken Parm Ave. Well, I got to tell you, big boy, I mean, if I was going to put a street sign up with my favorite sandwich, it would be Chicken Parm Ave because that's my favorite sandwich, man. Chicken Parm is phenomenal. the meal, the sandwich, whatever it is. I love chicken parm. I love it. Mr. Marvin and Caputo, what's up, man? What's going on? Bull Durham's a great movie too. I mean, I give it credit. There's a lot of great baseball movies, but like Major League is to me a whole nother level. A whole nother level, man. Fuzzy just shouted me out. What, on his channel? I know he was on here, and I appreciate him coming on. I loved having him on. I love having, he's awesome, Fuzzy, man. I watch all of his stuff, but he shouted me out on his channel. I got to thank him for that, Hunter, and I thank you for that donut on Super Chat, man. I appreciate you, and I appreciate Fuzzy shouting me out, man. That's awesome, dude. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I appreciate that, guys. You guys are both phenomenal, man. Thank you both. But Fuzzy's the man, dude. Fuzzy is the man. He's one of the on some him and NYY recaps, Derek, and some of the other channels, some of the channels that I look up to. Ball Cap, Robbie Hyde. Like there's some new up and comers too. You got the Shift. We got a lot of guys. The Elite Dose has this thing. Backstage has this thing. So like young up and comers and guys that are trying to make an impact. And there are a lot of legitimate Yankee fans here, which we're trying to grow the Yankee family, man. So chicken parm on Arthur Rav. Oh, Dominic, dude. Arthur Rav has. They got good stuff, man. 400 plus likes, man. I can't believe it, man. Guys, thank you for the likes, man. I really, I never had this many likes. Fuzzy just subbed to my channel. Fuzzy, thank you, bro. Thank you for subbing. Thank you for subbing, and thank you for tweeting about my channel. Wow, dude, I'm happy to make a good impression, man. With anybody, I'm really happy to make a good impression with Fuzzy. So. Guy, I appreciate you guys letting me know that I'm going to tweet about his channel too. And and again, if you haven't subbed to his channel, check him out. Please go check him out. He's awesome. He's awesome. Moneyball. I just watched Moneyball yesterday. It's a great movie. Brad Pitt was really good in that movie. So was Jonah Hill, but Brad Pitt was awesome in that. Freddie Freeman trade for the deadline. Minnesota Twins. Freeman's a free agent. Could you imagine Freeman go to the Twins? Man. I'm a Texas native, and I have to ask, what New York stereotype is actually true? Sean, well, it depends on what New York stereotypes you've heard, Sean, because there's so many different ones. I'll give you some that I think are not true. Okay. Well, I'll tell you this, New York, I mean, this is where it differs from a lot of other areas. They're not phonies. They're authentic, whether you like them or not, or whether they like, where you stand with a New Yorker, whether they like you or they don't like you, you know where you stand with them. So, and that could be easily considered to be loud, obnoxious, or abrasive. And I get that, but we will let you know where you stand. And that to me is a part of the authenticity of New York. Loud, obnoxious, no doubt about it. Fuzzy, dude, thank you, man, for that, bro. I appreciate you. Got to run, but keeping it pumping out your content. Love growing the game. Let's grow it together, Fuzz. Thank you for the super chat, man. Thank you very much for that, man. I really appreciate that, bro. You got, dude, I'm going to be shouting you out all over the place, so I'll shout you out on Twitter too. But thank you for that, bro. Go have a great night, man, and let's do something together soon, man. Let's do something together too, bro. Other stereotypes, let's see. New York, well, great food in New York, great culture. We appreciate food. We appreciate diversity in New York, especially in New York City. We love our Yankees. We spend more time loving the Yankees than we do hating other teams. That's one of the things that I think are misunderstood about people from New York. And again, this is as real as you get in New York, and whether it's good or bad. And it's part of what I appreciate about people from New York, and they're also nicer than a lot of people think. I mean, they're a lot of people. It's different from other states. Like generally, they don't go around just saying hi, how you doing, greeting people and whatnot as much as other people do in other states. But that's okay. That doesn't mean they won't talk to you if you talk to them or ask them a question, or whatever. A lot of New York, especially with tourists, there are a lot of people like myself or other people. We're happy to help people. Very happy to help people. So. And we're happy to meet people from other places and other cultures because we're fascinated too. Just like people are fascinated about New Yorkers, we're fascinated about other people too. So Give me some stereotypes that you're hearing here about New Yorkers. I'm really curious to see what you've heard. Chicken Parm, guess what? Yeah, Gary Cooper is Lou Gehrig. Lou Gehrig and I have the same birthday, June 19th. That's my special connection with Lou Gehrig. And, I that's my claim to fame. But I love being connected to Gehrig in some way. That to me is awesome. I actually share a birthday with like Paula Abdul and Claire Huxtable from the Cosby Show and some other people. But Lou Gehrig, man, like Lou Gehrig, that's my guy, man. I'm never going to forget the OGs Daily Dose because the OGs are the ones that helped the channel get here. So it's not me. It's not only me blowing up. It's all of us blowing up. It's the fam because you guys and gals are what makes this channel great. I'm just a voice here. It's a lot of you that motivate me and inspire me to continue to do things. So I appreciate all he is. Billy, the pace of life is very, very fast in New York. Yes. It's not being rude. Yes. The Yankees we are chronically busy, unfortunately. And the work hours are different in New York. Everything is different. And like sometimes you work so many long days, you have to get to the train immediately or the bus and get home to work out or go to the dinner or whatever it is. Like, it's almost like fitting in a 28-hour day in 24 hours in New York. And the traffic sucks. I hate the traffic. Loud and you appreciate food. Yes, we're loud and we appreciate food. And exactly the same as no, dude, we're really not showing. We're not that different. We have a different accent, if you will. But like in Texas, they love their sports. They love good food. They have some of the best barbecue in the world in Texas. Like I love their barbecue, just like I love steakhouses in New York. I love pizza in New York. I love simple places like H&H Bagels. They make phenomenal bagels. Even the hot dog stand, like a Gray's Papaya on 72nd and was that Columbus or Amsterdam? You have something called a recession special. You can get some of the best hot dogs and a soda for like $4 and two of them. Or the Central Park dirty water hot dogs. They're like things that you cannot like buy. You have to do these things when you're in New York. And it's a lot of the simple things. Man. And it's that type of stuff. And because we're not all like, like to me, I'm a simple dude. Like if I can go up the block, get a good slice of pizza, dude, I'm happy. And a lot of New Yorkers are like that. So, and obviously we get the Yankees. So that to me is a special connection with New York too. We're lucky. We're fortunate to have the Yankees. That chicken parm burrito, man. I appreciate it, man. Whit Merrifield's birthday. That's awesome, Richard. Give him a call, dude. Let's get Whit Merrifield on here, man. We'll do a video with him. New York pizza, steak, and buffalo wings too. Mark Brown. Oh God, yeah. Buffalo. I like personally like the mild or the teriyaki. And I just dip in with a lot of blue cheese and oh God. There's so many good places for wings and the steak, like Peter Luger Steakhouse. They have this ridiculous bacon appetizer with this Peter Luger sauce. It's like, oh my God. I would bathe in this stuff if I could, but then I'm going to stink like bacon all day. So I don't think my wife would ever get near me again. So Tyon going to be the Yankees. That is a bold prediction, Christopher Doyle. I don't see him being better than Cole, but I see Cole going on kind of an FU tour this year. For the people that doubted him and kind of threw the hate on him, I think he's going to be back and he's going to come out and say, you know what? Just watch. Watch what I do this year. I think he's just going to be a pissed off Garrett Cole, and he's going to have a great year. And I just hope the Yankees surround him with some other guys who, want to go on the pissed off train ride with him and really, really, put it together and have a great season. I'd love for them to win a World Series. Obviously, we want it to happen every year. But I could see Cole winning. I want Cole to have a Cy Young here. I want him to throw a no-hitter here, and I want him to win a ring here in his tenure. That would be awesome. DeGrom is better than Cole. Well, I mean, DeGrom's been better than Cole at his best, yeah. But he's also been, not been able to stay healthy, and that's the problem. His upside has been better than Cole's, yes, but Cole's been more durable. And I'll take durable over that. Luger's amazing, not gentrified like most women. No, man. Yeah, it's Luger's is old school. A bunch of years ago, you have to pay cash there because you couldn't use credit cards there. Now I think there's like Luger cards or whatever, but it's still, I mean, their ribeyes, they're freaking whipped cream, that schlag you put on the apple strudel. Like, it's heavenly. It's heavenly. And there's some little holes in the wall places. There's a place that's called Mickey's. It's a sushi place in Bayside, Queens. It's like the best sushi I've ever had in my life. It's a little hole in the wall, but it's phenomenal. Phenomenal. Ah, Luger's, baby. Cole's going to destroy Donaldson, man. I ran out of gummy cherries, John Beck. I had this here, my little thing, and I had it stuffed. Well, I still got a couple of peanut M&Ms. I had mandarin oranges and pretzels tonight with my water. So I'm a degenerate, John Beck, when it comes to those gummy cherries, man. I can't. It's like I freebase them. I can't stop eating them. It's just, they're so good. Those Haribo cherries. They're also hard to find. So that's my other problem. When I get them, I eat like 5 pounds of it. And then I wound up feeling like terrible. And I fast. And then I come back and I need them again. And so I think I have a problem. Haribo cherry problem. I do. Who are the Yankees going after? I think they're going after Pastor David M. I think they're going after Carlos Rodon. I think they're trying to get a trade done with Oakland. And some kind of like a Jonathan Villar type, like a utility player who can play multiple positions, infield and outfield, because they lost those guys, the Tyler Wades and the Odors and the Andrew Velasquez. They lost a lot of their versatility. They need to bring in a guy like that who's a jack of all trades. So I think they're going to be doing that, and then another trade of some sort. And I think they're going to be pretty busy, Pastor David M. But those are the guys and specific names that I think. Sam Charmley, thank you so much. I will keep you updated on everything. Nothing right now. You know, we're only a couple hours into free agency, but Daily Dose, always a pleasure to have you on, buddy. And I'm excited to be given a shout out from Fuzzy, man. He's a good dude. He really is, and I appreciate that, man. And his super chat and his support, and I'm going to have him on here. So as a guest, that'd be pretty cool. Matt Olson at first, yeah, dude. If we get Matt Olson, I'm a happy camper. And we get Matt Olson without giving up Oswald Peraza, I'm an ecstatic happy camper. But we'll see. I'm not sure if it's going to be doable. I don't think Freeman comes to the Yankees either, Trey Alexander, at the end of the day. Luger's, they have the same steak sauce right now, Jason, as far as I know. And I still get the Luger's to my house. And I haven't been to Luger's in a little while just because of COVID. But if I go there and the steak sauce is different, then I'll be a little bit disappointed. It's that sweet and tangy with horseradish. But I don't put the sauce on the steak because you don't need it. The steak's so good. I put the sauce on the bacon. And oh God. I hope Scherzer has like a 6.3 ERA this year, Richard. Daily Dose, man. Thank you again, bro. Have a great night, man. Flintstone-sized steak, downed a couple of bottles of red wine, and still grab a couple of slices. Dude, A. Brunson, that's eating, you see? That's New York eating right there, too. Eating all the good stuff. To me, it's just adding awesome onto awesome. It's nothing wrong with that. Nothing. It's phenomenal. Try to get Ryan Rocco on from Hopewell Junction. Ryan Rocco would be cool. I mean, him and CC do that R2C. I would love to have both of them on here. That'd be so cool. And I'd love to have Swisher. I reached out to Nick Swisher, see if he'd be willing. I haven't heard of him. I reached out a while back to Swisher and quite a bunch of other folks. Meredith Marakovitz and a bunch of Yankees players. I haven't heard from anybody yet, but Fuzzy gave a dono a little while ago, Daily Mets coverage. It just came off the screen, but it was awesome to see it. Yeah, it was awesome to see him shout me out, and I'm very thankful for that, man. It's glad. It makes me happy to see somebody of his stature kind of enjoying my channel. It humbles me, man. It really does. Cherry Laffy Taffy. Oh, see. Cherry Laffy Taffy. And what's the... it might be cherry. Or the strawberry one. They're so good, Daily Dose. John Beck, Whopper, or Big Mac all day. So they were. There's a couple of people. I actually have a YouTube video. I did a special cheat meal that I do once a year. I take a Big Mac, right? I actually get 2 of them, and then I get an apple pie. I rip it in half. I put half the apple pie in each Big Mac. I'm telling you right now, John Beck, you'll be on the toilet for a little while, but it is a game changer, a life changer. Phenomenal. I do it every year. I will actually, if you guys want to see it, it's only like 30 seconds. I did a YouTube video of it, me eating this freaking thing, and I have a YouTube video on it, and I'll link it in the description if you want me to do it in my next video or something, just for fun. And but it's a once a year cheat meal that I do, John, and it's worth it because their French fries to me are the greatest French fries in the world. So I combine. It's a triple combination of awesome. I love their apple pies. Their Big Mac is phenomenal, and the fries. It's just like I'm in heaven, and then the next day I'm in hell, but then I'm back in heaven again. It's phenomenal, phenomenal. My favorite ever Yankees player. I mean, well, that I've been able to see play myself, Don Mattingly. Love Don Mattingly, and he was one of the coolest guys ever. I met him in person. It was awesome. Anytime, Pastor David M. Ron Duffy, man, I appreciate it, bro. Who's on our bench, man? That's whoever. I mean, it's like a Jonathan Villar, maybe Oswaldo Cabrera, somebody like that. A couple of guys. They need a better bench than they had last year. They need more versatility and more speed. They actually need to use their speed and athleticism. They didn't do that. So, to me, they need some speed and some athleticism on that bench. So I'll have a better idea, but I think Jonathan Villar should be one of the guys on it. Swisher was underrated as a Yankees player. Brunson, I don't personally think the Yankees – I'm not sure the Yankees would have won the World Series in 2009 without him. He was a very important piece of that team. He brought a lot to that team. He was a good, solid player, but he brought an intangible and a passion for the game and just an energy to the team that they didn't have. I love Nick Swisher. So much fun. I loved him when he was a Yankee. Loved him. Billy Branch, if he was a Boston Queens, would be phenomenal. He'd be phenomenal. Just for sabotaging, potentially sabotaging the deal and just being a bit of a creep during the negotiations and making it difficult. So I understand the thought process behind it, but he didn't need to do that. So Ryan Roque, I would love to have him on here. I would love to have him and CC on here. I really would, Udall. That would be awesome to have these guys. Mike Petrin for people that donate. There's a thing down below under the comments thing called you'll see a money symbol there. It's next to the happy face, and it's like in the middle on the left-hand side underneath the comments. That's how people donate. I mean, I don't expect people to donate. I appreciate when people do. But that's essentially how people do it. Dude, Udall, CC looks phenomenal. It looks like a really, really fit defensive, like an edge rusher. He looks so good. So good. I usually put a pizza between 2 pieces of pizza. Richard, see, that's how you do it. You know what I used to do in middle school? I used to take potato salad, the school potato salad, put it on my pizza and eat it that way. I don't know why. I think I'm like a degenerate when it comes to mixing foods. I also take hot dogs at the movie theater and take these peanut M&Ms and line them up in the hot dog with mustard and it gives it a nice crunchy texture. Again, I don't know why, but I do. I have no explanation of any kind, but I love it. So, Sam Ortiz, thank you, man. I appreciate the kind words, bro. Try to be on point all the time, man. I definitely want to be on point when I'm sharing information with you guys. So, I'm not always perfect, but I try to be, good and authentic and just, enjoyable. So I appreciate you guys and the kind words and the support. I think Mattingly's a good manager, Trey. I think he does a lot with a little. And, I would love for him to get an opportunity to come back to the Yankees and win a title here as a coach or a manager. And kind of reminded me of Girardi. Girardi, kind of evolved into a good manager. And Don Mattingly's kind of done the same thing. Welcome, Derek Travis. How do I feel about Correa? I feel it's too much money for too long. I agree. He's going to be too expensive. I think Trevor Story's probably the more realistic get. Correa is obviously the bigger name, and I think mensch to you too, man. Mensch to you too, bro. I think. Thank you, Bronson. Correa would be a better short term, investment. And if he stays healthy, he would be the best long term investment. There's been quite a few red flags, and the fact is, like, he hasn't put up monster numbers at any point, but he's a clutch player. He's got great range in the infield. So if he came here at 27, it would probably have to be for 10 years because of Scott Boras. But if they sign him here for 10 years, I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to complain, especially if he becomes part of a contributing part of this team. I just think Trevor Story is probably the more realistic get at a better price, Derek Travis. But yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. Julian Nelly V. Yes, I do have weird food combos. I don't know where they came from. I just outside the box thinker with pretty much everything. So, and sometimes I get bored. I'm like, I'm all right. I'm just combining them, like the Yankees, because generally, like Yankees, when McDonald's, I get the apple pie and the fries. I mean, the Big Mac and the fries, and have the apple pie on the side. I'm like, you know what? I like both of them. Let me just. And the apple kind of it takes the profile to like a whole nother level. Like it's like I don't know, it was a game changer for me, man. And again, it's like, I don't know why the hell I decided to do it one day, but it's so good. It's really so good. But yeah, I do have weird food combos. I do. I can't deny that. Down south, they think pizza crust is supposed to be like, nah, you got to have legit pizza crust, Gerald. We know that, man. The people that know pizza, you got to have legit crust. I think Turner is the fastest guy. He's fast. Christopher, he is fast. He is fast, man. Would you like a new Subway series in the World Series? A new Subway in this World Series coming up? Yankees Mets, I would like that. I would. Brunson, well, I eat pretty clean all the time, but when my insides hate me when I cheat meal. And they hate me for like a day. And they're like, you bastard. Why do you keep doing this to me? And then I eat clean. I work out pretty religiously, and I'm pretty fit. So, but when this is my thing, like my cheat meal once a year, once every 6 months, or whatever it is, and they do hate me. They do hate me for a day, and then once that's passed, we make up. We're good. We're good. So my man Thurman, I would have loved to have seen Munson. I would have loved to have seen Luke Gehrig. Like, there's a lot. Mick. I mean, obviously Babe and so much of these other guys. I would have loved to have seen them, but like Munson was the epitome of gamer and just heart and soul. This team, I would have, Dominic. I would have loved to have seen him play. That's awesome that you saw him play, Dominic. That's really awesome. It really is. I saw Don Mattingly play. I loved him. And again, he was one of the nicest guys ever too, which really, helps my enjoyment of the game and the sport. Like every time, you meet a famous person, a famous athlete, and they're not nice to you, like it kind of spoils the experience. When they're really cool, it really, it really does a lot for the experience. And Donnie Baseball is really cool, and I'll never forget that ever. One of the coolest celebrities ever that I've ever met. It's weird that when CC pitched and lost weight, he struggled. Yeah, he pitched better when he was bigger. Just had a little bit more behind him. It was. You're right, Billy. It was interesting how he did that. Now he looks like a beast. Now he's got like guns, and he looks like Stanton. A bigger, like a heavier, heavy version of Giancarlo Stanton. And Stanton looks like a statue. Like he's just perfectly symmetrical and everything. Like that's what CC looks like, man. Christopher Woods, man, thank you as always for coming on and have a great night. Tyler, bro, thank you again, man. $5 super chat. Yankees get Castillo, Amir Garrett, and Jesse Winker. For Torres, Medina, Clark Schmidt, and I would do that trade in a heartbeat, Tyler. In a New York heartbeat. Getting Castillo, Garrett, and Winker for Torres, Medina, Schmidt, and Luke Voigt. Yeah, I would do that in a heartbeat. Yes. I love that trade, Talbot. Love it. Fishbill, I'm telling you, just you try the Jason combo at McDonald's. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. You might think I'm completely insane. It's like pretty much everybody does. But I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. It's good. It's good. Even taking a few bites, you'll be like, I need another bite. And then once you get that apple part of it, and it gives it this nice sweetness to the thing, like, God, it's good. Tyler, thank you again. Great trade. Rizzo to the Angels. Is that a prediction, big boy, or did that just happen? Let me take a look. Yeah, nothing yet. Let me take a look at Twitter. Let me see. How am I working on Twitter? I think Fuzzy was right. I think tomorrow is going to be the unlocking of the Bulls coming out of the gate. I think it's going to be big time. Tomorrow's going to be big. Oh my God! Somebody just put out Mike Petrin, bro. I can't thank you enough for that. $50 super chat. I cannot thank you enough for that. Thank you so much. Keep up the great work. Hope this helps with dinner. It's definitely going to help with dinner. I got 2 hungry daughters and a hungry wife. So, and it'll definitely help feed the girls. And if I have enough left over, I'll do the Big Mac and the apple pie. But thank you, man. That's very, very generous. Really, really generous. I appreciate the generosity. I appreciate your support. And, I will definitely keep up the work, man. I definitely will. I'm glad you consider it great work. I really do. I'm humbled by that generosity. I really am. Mike, thank you. E. Brunson, wow, Dad, can't get over that, man. Thank you. That hits the heart, man. E. Brunson, I met Mattingly, all places, Fenway, when he was managing the Dodgers. Manny Ramirez first came back. Mattingly could not have been nicer. He was wearing a sleeveless Jeter shirt. It's awesome, E. Brunson. I met him at a Broadway show. I used to work as an usher when I was in college at Broadway theaters, and he came and he went to the bar. I knew the guy who ran the bar, and he came up and bought, like, I don't know, nuts and a soda or something like that. And the guy knew him. He's like, dude, he offered to pay, and he wouldn't take Donnie's money. So Donnie threw $100 tip or a couple $100 tip at him, and he was really nice to the guy. And I was there. I introduced myself. He couldn't have been nicer. Couldn't have been nicer. He's a really cool dude. And Roger Clemens, he was nice. I met him at the Broadway theater. He was in a urinal next to me. He was peeing while I was peeing, and he was my favorite pitcher growing up. And he was a really nice guy too. I was really, really happy to see Clemens nice and Mattingly nice. Big boy should have done the Big Mac map. You know what? If the Yankees have a big off season, I will do. You know what I'll do also? I'll do I think I should do the Big Mac and the apple pie for opening day. I think I need to do that but if the Yankees make a couple of big moves this offseason prior to the season starting, I'll do the celebration too. Big boy, I'll do the Big Mac apple pie. I need to do it by opening day because I want you guys to partake in it with me and enjoy it. Or at the very least, watch me eat this thing and then know that I'm going to be suffering a couple hours later. Mm-hmm. It's so worth it, though. It really is. It really is, man. Jason Lung, peace and love, bro. Peace and love, man. Have a great night. Thank you as always. Gibbs played right field when it was a 3-foot wall in the 60s. Nice. Nice, Udall. You'll know what I mean when I ask for the Jason. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. They should. They really should name it after me. And I don't know how many people would try it, but my gut tells me there would be a couple of odd people here and there that would actually like it. I'm telling you. A trade for Didi. Oh, big boy, please hold me to it. I would be happy to do it. Happy. Really. Happy to do it. It's true when you're a true Yankees player, you never have to buy a drink. Well, that's just true, Brunson. I mean, that night it was very true. He wouldn't take Donnie's money, but Donnie gave him his money anyway. And wow, I mean, I'll never forget it. He was such a cool guy, and Clements was such a cool guy, and Jason Giambi was a really cool dude. I met him. I've been fortunate enough to meet a lot of these guys, and really fortunate. Don't forget the insulin. Yeah, that's the one reason I only do it once a year is because of that. I don't want to get to the point where I need insulin. I eat clean most years, so I'll wind up eating sushi and salads for the next 2 weeks after that just to detox myself. So, big boy, if you do it tomorrow, you got to let me know, and I want to know what you think. I really do. Rizzo to the Brewers, I could see. Trade Chad Green in his late inning BP home runs. He's tradable. Don't be surprised if he gets moved to a team like the Padres, or him and Aroldis Chapman get moved to a team like the Padres. Don't be surprised. Phil's Belly, I'm telling you, we'll suffer together, but it would be a worthwhile suffering. I'm telling you. Midnight transactions, big boy, would be awesome. For some reason, nothing's popping out. So I think we're going to get hit pretty hard tomorrow. So be ready, because I'll put out a lot of stuff. So definitely be ready. It'll be short and sweet videos, but I'll be putting them out. RP Giambi, yeah. Jeremy Giambi, yeah. Yeah, I met Jason. He was like one of the coolest dudes ever. Some of the nicest celebrities I ever met. John Lithgow, probably the nicest ever. He was really good. Really cool dude. One of the nicest ever. Sushi, I love sushi. Kyle, I think, who do we sign first? I'm going to say Carlos Rodon, or somebody like a Jonathan Villar or something like that for utility. Udall. Thank you so much for coming and spending time with us, and have a great night. And I hope that I see you on Saturday. Absolutely, man. But be ready, because we're going to get a lot of stuff coming out next week or so. A lot of free agent stuff. We're all going to be our heads are going to be spinning after next week. If I have to choose between keep between Sanchez or Gardner, which of them makes the team weaker? That's a good question, secondhand noise. At this point, Gardner probably makes the team weaker, because at the very least, he has other guys. Like, Gardner's not needed in the outfield. There's other guys that are there that are just better. Sanchez, unfortunately, we don't have another option aside from Higashioka, who's only a backup at this point. And so, to me, Gardner's the more disposable of the two. Sanchez, unfortunately, at this point, is more necessary. And until he gets his defense on point, until he stops having these mental lapses, unfortunately, Sanchez bat more than makes up for his terrible defense, where Gardner is kind of declining in all the areas. So Gardner, unfortunately, in my opinion, makes them weaker. But to me, he's a good veteran. He's been a good Yankee, and I'm very grateful that he's been with the Yankees for the past like 15 years. So that's a good question. Secondhand noise. Salami and cheese quesadilla. Oh my God. I'll try it. Make YouTube shorts for shorter videos. I'll look at that, big boy. I'll look at that. I'll look into that tomorrow, actually. So I'll be doing some content stuff tomorrow. So I'll check it out, big boy. What do I think Gleyber's role moving forward? Probably going to be, I think he's going to get an opportunity to be the starting second baseman. And then, but I can see him being a trade piece for pitching. And if that happens, they just plug DJ at second and he stays at second. So if we get Olsen, this is going to be Moneyball over again. That would be such a good movie. It was a great movie, Sean. But yeah, it will be. It will be. And I want Olsen bad, man. I really want Olsen. I really, really hope he comes here. But if he doesn't and Freeman comes, I'm fine. If neither one of them come and Rizzo comes, I'm fine. As long as the Yankees get better in other areas. Sam Ortiz, have a wonderful night. And I agree with you. Hopefully they learn from these mistakes and get better, man. Lastly, me, sign. Who cares? Go first. Yeah, Udall, exactly. Just start to get better. Start tomorrow getting better. And that's it. Like, yeah. Well, yeah, exactly, Tyler Talbot. Guardy as a fourth outfielder is not terrible. Guardy as a starter, no good. No bueno. Posada to mentor Sanchez. I would love it if Posada was here to mentor Sanchez. Sanchez needs somebody like that on his butt. And Posada, even though Posada had defensive issues too, he didn't really have these mental focus. He was locked in. That team, Jeter and Brocious and Tino, those guys were locked into the game all the time. And we need these types of players here. We need Sanchez to adopt that mentality. And unfortunately, he hasn't. And Gleyber Torres is guilty of the same thing. You have a great night, Udo. I'm going to be wrapping up shortly too, going on 2 hours. So, and but I really appreciate you guys coming on here tonight. We're on 462 likes. My God, fantastic, man. One of these days we'll get up to 500 likes, man. We really will. How fast do I see the first move for the Yankees? I see it happening tomorrow. What kind? I don't know, but I see the first move coming tomorrow. Fishbill, if I had time, you should start your own fast food joint called Savage in the Box. That's awesome, man. I like that. I like that, Savage in the Box. And I make the weirdest combinations of food ever. People like, you want, this is what? I'm not eating this. And then it's like, just try. Here's a sample. I'm not. Wow, that's really good. I have a feeling that would happen. People would think I'm nuts and then try something as a sample and be like, I'll be back tomorrow. Get another one. Yeah. Yeah. Savage in the Box. That's a great name, man. I appreciate that. Trey Alexander, I'm glad you found it too, bro. Thank you for hanging out with me for the night. And, I hope you come back and I see you, man. I hope you subscribe. And if you do, you'll get everything in free agency coming. That's about to come. So, and obviously throughout the season as well. But thinking about egg, do you do like Baconators? What's a Baconator, Sean? I don't even know what that is. Do I like bacon and eggs? Yes. More, I like sausage and eggs more, but I like bacon. I like blats. Well, without tomatoes. So I call it blah. Instead of a BLT, I do a BLA. Bacon, lettuce, and avocado. I'm allergic to raw tomatoes. So I replace the tomatoes with avocado, a little mayo, and the thick Luger bacon. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Oh, with some. What's a Baconator, man? Give me some insight. 76 and 78 team was baseball entertainment at its best, both off. So, oh, God, yeah, Bob. That was a great, very entertaining era with the Yankees, man. Wendy's Baconator. I don't even know what that is. I haven't had Wendy's in, I don't know, over a decade. What is it? Is it just a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich? Not Cashman's money. Can't pay Judge and Correa top. Mathematically, economically, they could, but will they is the question, Primitivo Chapo. That's the question. Will they do it? Will they do it? Wendy's burger, 2 patties, bacon and cheese, mayo and ketchup. Is that the same topping on? Do they do mayo and ketchup on their burgers? Wendy's. I mean, again, I haven't had Wendy's in over a decade, so I don't remember anything in their food. Deals I think the Yankees will realistically make. I think they're going to make a trade with either Arizona or Oakland Yankee fan. I think they'll wind up signing Carlos Rodon, bringing in like a super utility guy. Those are probably the most realistic ones, Yankee fan. I hope that they do more, though. I really do. Yay, Brunson. I mean, I'm part Italian, part French, Irish. So, but yeah, I'm allergic to raw tomatoes. I can eat them cooked. So once it's cooked down for pizza or tomato sauce or something like that, it's the acidity in the raw tomatoes that makes me I break out in hives and stuff like that. I don't know why, but I've been allergy tested. I'm like allergic to everything. So, but yeah, it's kind of ironic, right? Party Italian and allergic to one of the most Italian things ever. Just happy to slide. Oh, so am I, big boy. I'm very ecstatic. The Blue Jays signed Greg Bird, former Yankee, to a minor league deal today. Anthony Lipari. He's one of those two guys. Such a diverse chat. Yeah, there's exactly, Bronson. I mean, I like to talk, not only baseball, we're talking about food and other things and stuff like that. To me, it's better than, political attacking each other and all this stuff. And this is not fun. Not fun. But yeah, I like the diversity in conversation. We learn about each other, and that's, to me, that's a good thing. I got 2 daughters, Kyle. So my oldest, her name's Brooklyn. She's a Yankee fan. So my youngest, she'll watch it, on occasion, but she hasn't really been exposed to baseball yet. But we'll see. We'll see. My daughter wears Yankee pajamas. She loves the Yankees, so it makes Daddy very happy. But I hope that she'll watch some Yankee games with me this year. I really do. Johnny Damon. Oh man, he was fun when he was here, Ryan. He really was. Allergic to stupid people. Yeah, Michael, I'm with you there, Michael. Yeah, I am with you. Sure, are kicking dirt. Yeah, he is, big boy. Agree. Yeah, no doubt about it. Sauce or gravy? I don't say gravy unless it's actual gravy, man. Tomato sauce. I say sauce on pasta. It's sauce. Gravy to me, if you're doing an au jus or something like that, or gravy on mashed potatoes. But I don't call like, stuff that you put on manigot or something you put on stuffed shells or gnocchi. That's sauce to me. To me, it's sauce. Yeah. Yeah. It's my wife's. I'll give you an example. My wife's from Pennsylvania, and I'm familiar with sprinkles. You put on ice cream. They call it Jimmy's in Pennsylvania. I never heard of that in my life. Never heard of it in my life. I never heard of Jimmy's. I'm like, who came up with Jimmy's? What the but I call it sprinkles still. I'm kind of like offended by Jimmy's, but whatever. See, they make fun of me. They make fun of me, her family, but it's all good. Sauce. Yeah, Bronson. Yeah, sauce. Yeah. You put the sauce on the manigot. You put the sauce on the shell. So you put on the spaghetti, like your sausage and everything. Yeah. You saute the fresh garlic and the red onion or the white onion. You get that odor. And then you throw the sauce in there. And then you throw the cooked pasta and let it absorb. And, it's so good, Bronson. You're making me hungry, dude. You're making me hungry. Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, if anybody hasn't hit the like button, please do that. I'd love to get to 500 before we wrap up. We got 476. We've got 24 left. I have never gotten to 500 before, and I would be greatly appreciated before we end this. And I want to thank you all for, staying with me for 2 hours, man. I wish put a little sauce on it. Exactly, man. Put some sauce. That's right. The Clemenza. You throw your peppers and your things. Yeah. When he's teaching Michael Corleone and he's cooking that thing. Yeah. Yeah. And then Diane Keaton, she calls him and she says, I love you. And he can't say it. Yeah. The Clemenza scene is fantastic. Clemenza scene. I love the Clemenza scene. 481 likes. Oh, man. 19 away from 500. 482. Did I see about tweet about Yankees among other 3 teams to not want? Yeah, it was the Yankees, the Mets, the Cardinals, and the Astros that initially voted no. The team representatives, something like that. But once the owners voted, they voted 30-0 unanimously to ratify the deal. Big boy. So I don't understand why there were so many layers of votes. 485. Wow, we're 15 away from 500. Oh my God. Cut the garlic with a razor blade. Yeah, now you remind me of Goodfellas when Paul Sorvino's cutting the onions and making them really, really thin to liquefy and get that flavor when they're sauteing. Sure is being too popular with the younger guys. No, he's not, Tyler Talbot. You're absolutely right. 485 with the likes, man. Garlic bread is an important part. Very important part of the deal, of the meal. It's very important. Common sense, fine. Yeah, damn right, man. It took too long for these guys to cooler heads to prevail and just for them to just utilize their common sense to get this thing done. I want to do a quesadilla food truck. I like quesadillas, man. Michael, I don't know if you've seen the movie Chef with John Favreau and John Leguizamo, but if you haven't, go take a look at it. It's about he was a famous chef, and then he goes nuts, but then he winds up starting a food truck, and they travel around the country. and they make Cuban sandwiches and all this all the great stuff. It's a great movie. Great movie, man. Wow, 487. We got 13 likes left to get to 500. I just want to get that, and then we can bounce. Beef stew, how do I like it? Wow. I like it with potatoes, the carrots, a really, really good au jus, Sean Browning. And take some nice bread to dip in and get some of that gravy. I love beef stew. Love beef stew. I've had it with noodles. I like it, but I like it better with the potatoes. You can put a little celery in there, something like that, a little bit of greens, but mostly simple to me, carrots, potatoes, and the beef. 490. Oh, my God. Who's on the bench? I think Jonathan Villar is going to be one of the guys, big boy. Nick Ferguson, thank you so much, bro. I appreciate you, man. Villar, I think Oswaldo Cabrera should be one of the young guys on the bench. And they need another guy, an athletic guy who can play the outfield too. They got rid of all their good bench athletic guys. They need to replace them. But Villar, I think's a key guy. Ender Inciarte might be on there. They signed him to a minor league deal, so he might be the outfield guy that can play the bench and maybe play the fourth outfield, which would mean they wouldn't have to necessarily sign Brett Gardner for the fourth outfielder. He's younger, and he's Inciarte. He's a multiple Gold Glover with the Braves. He's got championship experience. He's a good player, and he's a lot younger than Gardner too. And he's got speed. So we need all those types of things. And he's fit. He's in shape. He wants to, he wants to rock, man. He wants to rock and roll. So if they bring Gardner, fine. If they don't, Ender Inciarte is a good option. And I think Ron Duffney have a great night, man. We got 6 left to get the 500 likes, man. 6 left. And this is awesome, man. I really love you guys. You guys are the best. 7 more. 496. 4 left. Athletic and smart. Yes, we need aggressive and intelligent base runners, Brunson. 100%. 100%. 497. 3 more likes. Rodon, I think, is going to cost either 3 years, 45 mil, or 4 years, 60 mil, big boy. That's what my guts tell me. 500 likes. Thank you, guys. Thank you, really. I appreciate you. If we pass 500, man, unbelievable. Thank you, man. I can't thank you all enough for hanging with me tonight for over 2 hours and for your support and giving all these great donos. And Mike Petrine, if you're still on, thank you again. It was really, really generous. Warmed my heart. I can't wait to tell my wife. I really can't. And Mark Brown, thank you for the congrats super chat. Mark Brown, bro. 500 likes, 502. Okay, thank you to all of you. And I'm going to thank you, man. You guys, you're the best. You're all the best. And I appreciate you, and I love you guys. And but let's wrap it up. And I want to say have a great night, everybody. And just be ready. If your notifications are not turned on, turn them on. And I'll put out all the free agent stuff that's about to come. So especially when it comes to our Yankees. So I hope you're as excited as I am to do this. And but thank you. 5-layer, 3 cheese sausage and meatballs. Man of my heart. I make 3 meat and 3 cheese lasagna. We'll talk about that on Saturday night. We'll get into it. But guys, thank you again. You are the best. Appreciate you just hanging with me tonight. And I'll talk to you all on Saturday. Have a great week, guys.